What's up, everybody? How's it going? How's your day's been? Hope you're having a good Wednesday. What's up, Ray? What's up, Justin? How y'all doing? Test. We're back with more Ace Attorney investigations. Last stream, freaking Kay almost got locked up on a murder charge because they thought that she killed, what's his face? Who died last stream? It was that guy with the orange hair. I can't remember his name, but he was like an ambassador of whatever country. I was like, where the stream taking too long? It's not my fault, the ads were still running. We gotta finish this. I promise we're not finishing this, bro. If this is the last case of the game, you know it's about to be long as hell. But we'll do our best. I'll try my hardest. Alright. So we left that half of the embassy, now we're back here. After we proved that Kay didn't murder the ambassador. Count off. These guys do not know how to count. Shifu, not young call out, so all 9 members are here, are most likely here and accounted for, sir. Most likely is insane. Hey you, yeah you, the second number 1 from my right. Sir, yes sir. Here, a birthday present. Wow, you remembered his birthday. What? Shifu, I didn't know that you knew all of our birthdays. What a kind heart you have. Shifu, you are more of a man than we'll ever be, sir. Alright, don't. That's a little too much glazing. I'm really sorry, but it's not my birthday. Damn, is he a fraud or are you a fraud? Lang Z says a couple who disrespect others soon feels the disappointing bite of an elder. That present isn't for you. It's for your younger brother's wife. Younger brother? Damn. Tell him I said hi and happy birthday, won't you? Yes, sir. Shifu, I can't believe you remembered that much about each other. Shifu, I'm so moved that I can't stop crying. I should probably leave them to their alone time. Alright, meeting's over. Everyone, head for your posts. Dismissed. Sir. Is that W-Mans or is he weird for that? Yo, were you guys here the whole time? I got a call from Sheena. She's already filled me in. It sounds like you're out to get me in my way again. I have absolutely no intention of interrupting your investigation. I simply request that you grant me permission to investigate the Alabastian One Piece Alabastian embassy. And what if I say no?
Objection!
Agent Lang, this man is my subordinate. As I have received permission from the ambassador, he is to be extended the same rights. Sorry, sis, but it's not that simple. It's always back to One Piece on goodness. Alabast has the strictest immigration regulations in the world, or didn't you know? Even among my elite men, about only half of them are admitted into the country. Besides, any more cooks in the kitchen and we might spoil the soup, if you get what I mean. How dare you make such assumptions? Don't take this the wrong way, but I thought I was in charge of Alabast, Miss Von Karma. Look, try to understand, okay? Things over in Alabast are a bit of a mess right now. What do you mean by a bit of a mess? I promise you someone else got murdered there, and they have the knife from the other country. That's what's going on right now. No one told you? We had an incident in Alabast as well. This is what we call a decision based on the investigation, Mr. Prosecutor. Look, Wolfie, just let us in already. Who the heck is that? Is there a problem here, Agent Lang? Not really, just having a discussion about whether or not to let these guys in. Ambassador Alba, I ask that you please allow these people to join the investigation. Having a debate because of my country. I'm terribly sorry for placing you good people in that kind of situation. It is all because I lack the strength to govern well. You got a freaking Pinocchio nose. His nose looks like Kaku's nose from One Piece. Please, it is nothing of the sort, Ambassador. You weakling, Kirkus. Curse you. Curse your frailty and the inability to effect change in your country. What are you? The thing is, investigations conducted in my country have been under Agent Lang. And it is my judgment that in order to minimize disruption in the investigation, I should leave everything up to Agent Lang. There, you see? Aw, no way! Ambassador Alba, I ask you to please reconsider letting them into Alabast. What's that? My very own secretary has been murdered in the Babyliss embassy, and he was apparently caught up in some very shady dealings, completely unbeknownst to me. So I asked for your cooperation in our investigation. But how much you want to bet? He's involved in the freaking smuggling market. He's probably involved in the smuggling market. That's why he's saying, hey man, allow it. Because if you don't, we're all cooked. And he's about to be like, of course, of course. Please, these aren't much, but I hope they can cover your travel expenses to Babel someday. Alright, I get it. Even if you beg Ambassador Alba, I still have to give the final okay anyway. Alright, you hear that, Mr. Edgeworth? We're in. Not so fast, my little crow girl. You're still a witness in the Babel murder. So I'd like you to please stay in the Republic of Babel. Detective Gumshoe, please take good care of Kay for me. Yes, sir. Sounds good to me. The fewer troublemakers, the better. Rasp. Rasp. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes? So I wanted to ask for a while now, but that lady over there, is she who I think she is? That's right, I didn't introduce the two of you yet. Franziska von Karma, the prosecutorial prodigy. It's nice to see you again. Oh, I knew it, you're the whip lady. You may address me as Miss von Karma. Miss von Karma, I leave the investigation of Albast in your hands. Thanks. Rest assured, I will outsmart both the smuggling ring and the Yatagarasu. The smuggling ring, huh? Perhaps I should ask Franziska a bit more about them before I hit the Albast. And I mustn't forget to thank Ambassador Polino for all that he has done for me. You've made so much progress in your investigation in such a short period of time. It's truly amazing. Agent Hicks, whose help I requested, was cut down before he completed his task. Yeah, unfortunate. There's no room for further failure in my perfect investigation. In spite of that, I believe you were able to obtain some insight to the ring, correct? It was nothing. I simply made some deductions based on the smuggled item I was following. You mean the Babyliss ink? But why are these restrictions on the export of the Babyliss ink to begin with? That's classified Interpol info. Franziska, as your subordinate, I am part of your investigation now. Don't you think it would be beneficial if I was well informed as you? Point taken, very well, I'll fill you in. Recently we discovered some very well-made counterfeit bills circulating in Zhengfa. Counterfeit bills? Yes, as you may have deduced, the counterfeits are being made with Babyliss special, or with Babel's special Babyliss ink. And it's virtually impossible to distinguish bills made with Babyliss ink from real ones. Thus, it was only natural for Interpol to keep an eye on the Republic of Babel. Okay. That's where this document comes into play, correct? Correct. Mr. Kochin was smuggling large amounts of Babyliss ink Furthermore, he was charged with running the embassy's printing equipment. That's all the evidence I need to know that he was the head of the smuggling ring. I don't think that's enough, Francisca. However, there remains one tiny problem. Let me guess, you still have yet to find the counterfeit bills or the smuggled ink. Yes, and while we're listing things, I might as well add the counterfeit plates to the pile, since we haven't been able to locate any of these items in the Babylonis embassy. We're looking into the Albastian embassy next. It doesn't matter where they're hidden, mark my words, I will find them. Okay. Ambassador Polino, I am in your debt. No, it's nothing, because it's about all I can do for you, I'm afraid. I only ask that you please bring Manny's killer to justice. I will, Ambassador, on my honor. Wow, you're so sensational. You've really piqued my curiosity. I know they aren't much, but now that I'm giving them to you wholeheartedly. No, that's quite alright. Oh well, how about this then? Is he allowed to give that? I thought that was strict import ink. And what exactly is it? It's fountain pen ink, known as Babylonis ink. It's made exclusively in Babel. So this is the Babylonis ink. We make it from wit crystal oil, which is mined through our mineral mines. Please accept this ink, one dip of our fountain pen in this, and you can write for hours in your organizer. How fortunate for me, the ink in my pen just happened to have run out. I gladly accept your gracious gift. It's gotta be illegal. Great! Wonderful! I guarantee that your writing with our ink is an unforgettable experience. And since we don't export it, if you run out, you're always welcome to come and visit our fair nation. Talk about cornering the customer along with the market. Well, shall we get going? What's wrong, Kay? I didn't get permission to enter Albaz, so we're going to gather whatever info we can over on the Babylonis side, okay? Alright, I'm counting on you two. Right, and I'm counting on you and Miss Von Karma to sniff out clues in Albaz. Oh, and Mr. Edgeworth, if you happen to come across my phony, you let me know, okay? If you tell me, I'll rush on straight over, no matter where you are. I'll let you know when the time comes. Oh, why is it Steel Samurai? What the heck is on the floor? Bruh, he's trying to attack me? Gua! He got whipped. What do you think you're doing to my subordinate? Nah, his head is spinning. You're... what's up, Safari? How's it going? How's your day been? Hope everybody good? Wednesday. Oh my god, no! Why is this bum? Oh my god. We're cooked. We're actually cooked. You know the investigation is about to be a pain in the ass when this dumbass is here. How was he the Steel Samurai? I thought the other guy with the orange hair was the samurai. Was the Steel Samurai? Why is he here? Edgy. Oh, thank the heavens you're here. I'm in a really, really big pickle, your lordship. The raven, it appeared, poof, and then disappeared, swoosh. And though I am the Steel Samurai, my sword, it... Wow, I'm so confused, I don't know what anything means anymore. Is she allowed to say that? Whoa! This gotta be... Nah, this is not politically correct. You can't say this, man. I didn't know Francisco was homophobic. Who is this? I am Larry of the House of Butts, married man of Neo Old Tokyo, milady. She's still fine, bro? Yeah, you're sick. Now I remember, this person is one of your friends, isn't he, Miles? Yes, frighteningly enough, he is. Hey, what's up with that answer? Your best bud is in a bind, and you act like it's no big deal. You're not my best friend. I actually hate you. As a member of the LGBT community, I forget her. Alright. What sort of bind are we talking about here? The suspect kind. I accidentally became a suspect in a murder. I see, that is quite the bind. Not that we're in the least bit surprised. Yes, I pretty much expected this news. From the instant I saw this unlucky face. So he allegedly killed that guy. His name is Larry Butts. I've known him since grade school, and for as long as I've known him, he has been the world's largest source of trouble with a capital T. Hey, what kind of introduction is that? You're so mean, Edgy. If you're not careful, you might find your tiny number of friends go down by one. That was uncalled for. Besides, you're... Wait, hold on. Larry, it was you? You're the one who wrote my Steel Samurai autograph? Oh, you didn't notice earlier? I even winked at you through my headpiece. Oh, hell no. What's going on, and why are you beet red? Sorry, but could you not speak to me right now? Oh, sorry, am I interrupting your comical yet melodramatic play? Aha! So this is the incident you mentioned earlier. Mr. Prosecutor, this man, this childhood friend of yours, is our prime suspect. Of what, you ask? Of the murder of a man who had snuck into this embassy. Masked the mask too? What the heck? So we got the second Yatagarasu and we got the second Mask the Mask. Ain't no freaking way. This is nuts. Just got pizza, hyped to go home to my apartment. Life could be any better. Hey, I'm glad you're living good, Safari. I'm glad the apartment life has been great for you so far. Me? You know, same old, things could be worse. And he got stabbed with the Steel Samurai sword? What's that paper in his hand? I want them to take off his mask, because this is insane. Only Larry could get himself into yet another mess as fine as this. And you know what's funny? Wasn't Larry involved in the last Mask the Mask case? Insane. But no matter what the facts seem to say, Larry's not the type to commit murder. Still, it's a rather daunting stroke of misfortune I've struck. I have to prove that Larry Butts is innocent of all wrongdoing. Shifu, we've identified the victim. Good work, I'll take that report now. Agent Lang, would you mind if I took a peek at it as well? What did I tell you earlier, Mr. Prosecutor? Don't get in my way. There's only enough flesh here to feed one wolf, and that one is me. So no, you may not take a peek. What an asshole. But Agent Lang... Hey, what the heck? What is he doing here? Agent Lang, will you allow an investigator such as myself to take a look? Yes, of course. You let the detective see the file. And he's gonna give it to Edgeworth, right? You're Detective Bad. You're the prosecutor, Mr. Edgeworth, right? Fancy meeting you here, Detective. You weren't expecting me? Ever since that day 7 years ago, I've chased after the Yatagarasu non-stop. I even pressured Interpol into keeping me in the loop, in case the card was ever found. What incredible dedication to the case. Detective Bad knows the Yatagarasu's MO very well, and his passion for the chase hasn't died down in those 7 long years. It's something I can respect. He said game recognized game. Go Bad. Let me tell you, the moving is a pain in the ass. I never realized how much shit I own. Yeah, I felt the same thing when I moved out too. Cause I was like, it's gonna be like 2-3 boxes at most. But then when I moved in, I was like, golly, yo. What's up, Nate? How's it going? Thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. How you been? How's life? Hopefully you've been living well. This reminds me of during sitcoms, the one character pulls up and everyone just starts clapping. I guess. I mean, is bad like that? Do people fuck with Detective Bad like that? He cool, but I don't know if I'd clap for him. Yeah, it's been a minute. Well, you've been well. Let me give you a shout out. What were you playing? What were you streaming? $15-hour stream? God damn! Now you're better than me. I can barely do 2 hours. Oh, you were playing FF14? No, that's not 14. Is that 14? You were playing 11? What the heck? I didn't know people still played 11. It's something I can respect. But Detective Bad, I must ask you, are you going to make an ally out of this prosecutor? You know 100% he will. I played Terminal Brigade and then the rest was Marvel Rivals. Oh, okay, nice. I played Competent was hard. Yeah, I've seen some Marvel. I mean, I don't play Marvel Rivals because I'm not really into like hero shooters and like those kind of games. But I know people that play, and I know comp can be rough, especially with all the dumbasses that be playing. But Detective Bad, I must ask you, are you going to make an ally out of this prosecutor? My only goal is to arrest the Yatagarasu. If he can get to the bottom of this case, then I'm willing to share info with him. I'm in your debt, Detective Bad. I bet all the way goal 3. Hey! 11 is still someone active, though you gotta do extra steps to play it? Oh, okay. Dang. About the murder of Damask 2, would you be willing to fill me in on a few of the details? When the Yatagarasu showed up, Agent Lang and I took ourselves off guard duty. Bro, it's always when they leave guard duty that freaking people end up dying. And put ourselves in charge of directing things at this crime scene. Taking advantage of the chaos, Damask 2, he broke into this embassy. I gotta lay down because I've not slept yet. I'll be in the back lurking. Alright, thank you for the lurk. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate it, bro. Have a good rest. Have a good sleep. Yeah, 15-hour stream, bro. You deserve a long rest. Probably to steal some treasure or another. And I suppose he lost his life when he was forced to fight someone else in this room. Why was Larry in here in the first place? And why do these statues look like the freaking Steel Samurai? That's so crazy to me. Why exactly was that man placed under arrest, detective? That samurai. He was born looking suspicious, but not for the reasons you suspect, I assure you. As you can plainly see, he is completely harmless. Well, it was just a random guess. It's not like he's actually under arrest. Tonight here at the Albacian Embassy, Ambassador Alba was to give a commemorative speech. And that's when the Yatagarasu showed. But keep in mind, the Yatagarasu isn't who I'm talking about right now. Those seats for the guests who had been called to sit in them were empty. A no-show? That's me. Who was it that failed to take their seat? The Steel Samurai. Until the speech was to begin, each member of the entire Steel Samurai family was to wait in a separate room. However, for some weird reason, that man was spotted in a different location than his assigned room at that time. And where was he? What was this dumbass doing? Nah, no way this is Larry, bro. This has to be a doppelganger, a clone, someone wearing a Larry mask. Because no way would Larry Butts climb up a giant-ass building. You see the freaking barbed wire and the freaking gated windows? No way he's jumping down a chimney like he's Santa Claus. Is a true criminal no-show? I would never kill anybody. At least for no reason. Self-defense, maybe. He was on the roof with one of his legs down a chimney. That chimney leads directly into this room. Larry Butts, you really outdone yourself this time. What were you thinking? In any case, I believe it's high time for me to start my investigation. Alright, off rip. I gotta see those knives. I need to see what's up with the knives. There are some weapons on display on this wall, a crossbow, and under that, a set of knives bearing a flower motif. They must be the counterparts of the Babyliss knives, which means that the blades inside these scabbards should match the blade that was used to kill Mr. Cochin. I will rest his life inspected, blah blah blah. Right. Knives adorned with flowers. Oh, do I have to actually deduce it, or? So clearly no shows the killer. Is this the craziest thing Larry has done yet? If he actually jumped down that chimney, 100% is the craziest thing. Crazier than when he was the security guard of the building that Mask the Mask lived at. Crazier than when he owned that shop where the freaking Nessie was on. Crazier when he got framed for murder for slapping a guy with a freaking statue. Crazier than when he saw the freaking the nun, or the freaking you remember the lady at the shrine, when he saw her fly. This has to be the craziest. Why is there a woodman in the corner? This is apparently the statue of Babel and Albas. They both have statues because they used to be one country, and they're two separate countries now. And they both claim that they have the real statue of their country. And I think one of the reasons for this meeting was to prove which one had the real statue. Oh, what the hell? You're not even talking about that. You're talking about this. I didn't even notice this. This looks like the freaking other guy. It looks like him. The ambassador of Albas. What the heck? You know what's crazy? I was saying earlier he had a Pinocchio nose, and then here we see him made out of wood. That's insane. One of the knives is missing. Its blade. Okay, yeah, we knew this already, though. Also, one of these wood things is gone, too, funnily enough. Let's see if the two pieces, the blade and the handle, fit each other. Of course. Of course! It would appear that they fit together quite well, almost seamlessly. Then this means that, an Albacian knife did find its way into Babel. What the heck is this about? It's the Steel Samurai's primary weapon, the Samurai Spear. Isn't it awesome? I totally fell for this thing. It's sleek and shiny, just like my heart. It comes at you like whoosh. When you hold it, you just want to live life like bam. You do well to watch what you say, Larry. Although it is just as Larry says, the spear is quite the symbol of valor. However, speaking of spears, aren't you supposed to use them by thrusting the point straight into your opponent? Yeah, what's up with this weird curve? I'm not entirely convinced the spear is up to the task. What's wrong, Edgy? You're just staring off into the distance. Clearly was swapped out by the woodman? Nah, he might have been. Oh, I get it. Tell you what, I'll tell the studio to make you one, okay? But this one's mine. Did I say anything about wanting one? Maybe I can shut him up if I show him the piece of evidence that will point something out about this spear. Huh? Is it this? Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? I don't know. Oh, I guess it's the fact that it's straight here, but it's bent over there, right? That is weird. Larry, about this spear. Oh, are you feeling it? Bam. I thought there was something strange about this spear. Tell me, Larry, is it just me, or is the spear a bit bent? What? No way, it's exactly as it should be, yo. I have to hear the autograph you wrote for me earlier. Now take a good look at this which you drew with your own two hands. You can see that the spear is clearly of a different shape. What do you have to say to that? I'm sorry. When I hold the spear in my hands, all of a sudden I felt super powerful. And then during practice, I was spinning it around and around. And bam, it hit the wall. You unbelievable, this is an embassy. But I've always been like that, ever since I was a kid. One time on an overnight field trip, I bought a fake sword and played with it late that night. I'm just a useless hot-blooded man. Oh my god. Larry, clarify that for me, will you? Okay, so it was some field trip and I began to shadow fight with myself. Not that! I meant what you said earlier about spinning the spear and hitting the wall. Oh, that? It's no biggie. It's not like I left a hole or anything. That's not why I'm asking, Larry. The samurai spear is made out of metal. I somehow doubt that a move as simple as spinning it around would cause it to bend. Man, Edgy, you're so naive. Well, what? Where did that come from? Well, you keep calling it the samurai spear, but it's not real. You can't really fight someone with it. Because it's hollow on the inside. You could hit it against practically anything and it would bend. Is that so? Don't tell me you thought it was real. Oh, but don't take it the wrong way. I just think that part of your personality is cute. I see. Your friendship truly is something special, Maya Zadroith. Nah, no way. Ah, that's not friendship. It's utter humiliation. That's funny as hell. Is there anything else we need to examine? I mean, I don't really care about the crossbow, but you know, you never know. Why is there a weapon display in a place like this? I wonder why there are no whips on display here. Alright. I can spot absolutely no difference between this Primadex statue and Babbles. The statue's face looks a bit like the costume hero you like so very much. I only wonder why you Americans have such an affinity for this kind of face. The statue wasn't made by an American, you know, at least I don't suppose so. What is this plant supposed to be? Francisca, can't you see it's supposed to be a likeness of Ambassador Alba? Miles Edgeworth, as a subordinate, you have a lot of nerve telling me what to think. I look forward to your salary assessment next month. Yo, he's getting his pay cut. You are deluding yourself if you think you have any control over that. That's funny as hell. I guess that's everything here. I guess we should examine the body. Bro, I need these guys to get out the way so I can freaking examine shit. So this is the victim, Damask 2. What is with his gaudy outfit? You don't know about Mask Damask? A few months ago, this thief caused a lot of havoc on the populace. So this thief is separate from the Ottagarasu? I mean, if anything, he might be the OG. I thought they were for a while because their MO and targets were different. Damask likes high-value trinkets and jewels, and being gaudy is his signature. Gumshoe was in charge of that investigation, so he'd know more about Damask. That's alright. All I'd probably hear are tales of his failure anyway. You haven't changed a bit, I see. In any case, let's get started here, shall we? Okay, well, first things first. We gotta get the sword. Cause you're telling me that, okay, you're telling me the spear is fake and hollow, but the sword is real enough to kill somebody? Come on, that's crazy, isn't it? So this is the murder weapon in this case. There's blood on the blade. It's a rather sweeping sword, isn't it? What did you expect? It's Steel Samurai Daddy's second weapon. Why is he calling him Daddy? I only call it a secondary because although he uses his sword in most of his battles, it's his trusty samurai spear that he turns into a real fight. You sure know quite about the Steel Samurai. That was only because I saw the stage show earlier. The owner of this sword is the Steel Samurai, or in other words, Larry. I should probably ask him about it, as detrimental as it is to proving him innocent. There ain't no way that's a real sword. I thought that Damask had quit the business. This guy, he's just a copycat using the name, a phony successor. He's just another petty thief. His real identity is an out-of-work guy by the name of Kashinu. He's 29 and wanted on larceny charges. From his clothes and what he was carrying, we determined that this guy is the real Damask too. The cause of death appears to be loss of blood from the back of his head. It seems that he was struck with something very hard. In other words, he was bludgeoned to death. Yeah, but there's no way it was the sword. Because if the sword is hollow like the spear, that's not killing somebody, come on. There's not a single shred of fashion sense in Damask's style. Well, at least I can appreciate the great effort he must have put into making it. You two don't know. You can buy this costume almost anywhere now. It's being sold? Since when? Since around New Year's, the streets are practically flooded with them. Turns out Damask is a lot more popular than I thought he'd be. I can't believe that foolish fool dressed in a fool's clothing to act foolishly. Well, we got your point about three foolishes back, Francisca. Alright, what's this about? What is he holding? It looks like a piece of paper from a notepad. Albaz Primary Statue, 5th floor, Ambassador's office. It would appear that directions on how to reach this room were written by hand. There is something written on the back as well. I'd like you to steal the Primary statue in this room. What is that supposed to mean? Who writes a note to themselves like that? I mean, he didn't write it to himself, now did he? If I had to guess from the text, I would say that this is actually a request from someone about what to steal. Just who was the person that requested the theft of the Primary statue? Okay. Is there anything else here? Nope. Where's idiot Larry? Larry, there are a few things I need to ask you about. Hey, how about that? I've got a few things I would ask you too. What is it? It's like both you and him. How is it the two of you always manage to have some cute or hot girl by your side? And Franzi, what about that promise you made to me? Promise? What promise? The one where you said you would model for my next book, Franzi's Whippity Whip Trip. Oh my god. I didn't know he was still writing books. I thought he was done with that. Yeah, he deserved that. Yow! I made no such promise. Ever since grade school, we've had a certain saying about Larry. Yeah, what is he gonna say? This stinky butts thing, right? When something smells, it's usually the butts. One needs to look no further than this man to find the king of troublemakers. As I recall, aren't you calling yourself Laurel? I forgot about his stupid other name. Laurice Donim? That's Donim. Laurice Donim. Get that straight in your head, Edgy. Ow, 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 ow. Now I remember. You're that rude, pale imitation of a real artist. No, you've got it all wrong. I gave up on that whole Loris business, Besides, when Bangelina left me and my heart in pieces, that's when Mindy walked into my life. She's been so good to me that I wanted to help her in some way. And I figured I could through the Steel Samurai outfit. Who the hell is Mindy? W saying now for real. Your inane blathering makes less and less sense each time we meet. I believe he's saying that he picked up this part-time job at Steel Samurai so that he may attempt to capture the heart of the actress who plays the Pink Princess. You got it. I knew you'd know what I meant, Edgy. Not really. It's not so much as I understood, but a simple deduction based on your usual modus operandi, Larry. Larry, I'd like you to confess right now to everything you did tonight. Confess? Hey, don't tell me you suspect me too. Nonsense. I believe you have the mental acuity needed to plan. I don't believe you have the mental acuity needed to plan and execute a murder. However, we are talking about you here, so I find it hard to believe that nothing happened. Yeah, something had to happen, bro. The way this guy Larry moves, bro, this freaking idiot. For past experience has taught me that you are always at the center of some insane event. Edgy, how can you be so mean, stabbing me with your words like that? Unfortunately, I don't have the time to search out a key to unlock your heart this time. So I suggest you cooperate and tell me what you know. Okay, I get it. Just stop Franzi from whipping me from behind. So I guess you know what I did, right, Edgy? I can't even begin to imagine. However, I imagine that whatever you were up to was probably beyond my imagination. So will you tell me what exactly you did, Larry? Nope, not yet, Edgy. It'll take more than that to loosen my lips, bro. Francisca, whip him 30 times. Give this man 30 lashes. Thank you. A lot more. Confess, now. Nah, I think he likes this, bro. Why did he go, ooh? Okay, well, I was up on the roof. So he actually was on the roof? This guy's so stupid. And why exactly were you up there? Oh, you know, the Wintry Custom and the Legendary Hero. Legendary Hero? Oh my, this guy pisses me off so much. The way this idiot pisses me off is extraordinary. What do you mean you wanted to be Santa Claus? Is it even winter? Santa Claus. I wanted to do that thing he does, so I climbed up to one of the chimneys. But when I got there, there was smoke pouring out of the chimney. Yeah, because the freaking place was on fire. And? Well, I couldn't go down the chimney with smoke coming up, right? So I gave up. Objection! Larry, you do realize that Santa Claus does not exist, right? Of course I know. I did graduate from junior high, you know. Then you should also understand this. If Santa was real, he would be the biggest unlawful trespasser in history. Aw, crud. It is your attempt to imitate Santa that has landed you as a prime suspect in this murder. Come on, man. What's so wrong with pretending to be Santa? Let's start with the fact that it will be the Ides of March in a matter of hours. Santa only visits home on December 24th. That's in December, you nitwit. No. Hey, wait a second. We're not in court. I hate this guy. Larry, about the samurai sword that was used as the murder weapon. Oh, that? Well, I shook hands with the ambassador in this room, you know. Yes, apparently you did. And well, I totally forgot about it and left it behind when I left afterwards. Oh my god, this guy's so stupid. You want to talk about shock? I was the most shocked when oh my god. I was the most shocked of all when I heard it killed someone. Shocked. Foolish fool, looking especially foolish for foolishly stating such a foolish excuse. You forgot to take something that big with you. Who would believe such a tale?
Hold it!
Sorry, Miss Von Karma, but I believe him. Because he's stupid. Because if anyone can forget something like that, it would be Larry. Edgy, you believe me? I just knew that our friendship is something special. Anyway, even if Larry had simply forgotten the sword and left it behind, that in no way clears his name. Which means that I'll have to prove his innocence from a different angle. Get me away from this freaking stupid idiot. The person shaking hands with the Steel Samurai in this picture is Ambassador Alba. It was taken just before the murder. The Steel Samurai must be very popular. They're even using the National Treasure as a backdrop. I just don't understand what exactly is so great about Top Knot there. Clearly there is a depth to this show that a young person like you can't fathom. Speaking of young people, aren't young children the target audience of this show of costume actors? That is true. There was the exact same statue sitting in the Babyliss office we examined. It's the primitive statue. It was the national treasure of the Principality. It was the national treasure of the Principality of Cadopia. There was only one of these statues, meaning that one of the two is a replica. But both Albaz and Babel claim to have the real thing. What an incredibly childish fight to have. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Why, is there something off about this? Why does he want to deduce this? What is there to deduce? Oh, that's the Babel one. It looks the same to me. I don't get it. What's the difference between this? Oh, I'm actually stupid. In the photo, is it not turned to the right in the photo? Yeah, in the photo it's facing this way. You can see the knives and the flower thing here. But back here it's facing us. That's actually crazy. It's a spot, yeah, 100%. Why? Who moved the statue? Look at this photo. Look at this photograph. Look at this photo and tell me what you find odd about this scene, Miss Von Karma. The apparent joy in the ambassador's face as he shakes the Top Knot's hand. That's not it. I was trying to point out that the statue in the photo is facing a different way. You're right. This statue is a national treasure. As such, only an ambassador or a secretariat level person is allowed to handle it. The fact that the statue is facing one way in this photo, and now it's facing a different direction in this preserved crime scene, is proof that someone has to touch the statue around the time of the crime. Damn. I wonder if that means that this statue was already stolen and replaced, or is there something like some mechanism, like if we turn the statue, something will happen. It's a fireplace, by the looks of it, I don't think it's been used recently. Yes, I can't say that I see anything unusual about it. Didn't Larry say smoke was coming out of here, though? This must be Ambassador Alba's desk. His notebook is open on his desk. He must have been in the middle of some important work. Sprouting growth log. It finally sprouted today. Or sapling growth log. Funny, it doesn't look like important work to me. What the heck is this? Two gorgeous flowers are in full bloom here. I'm sure flowers as lovely as these must have an equally as lovely name. Miles Edgeworth, are you done staring? I should hardly think passion flowers are all that rare. Passion flowers? That's a rather unusual name. It was named by priests in the 15th century for the Passion of the Christ. As they say, you learn something new every day. Passion flower, okay. I guess that about wraps up my investigation. That's... Oh, it's the Pink Princess. Yo, Pink Princess, how are you feeling? Still feeling ill? And yet another strange character comes out of the woodwork. And so the Pink Princess also comes to pay the Albastian Embassy a visit. I believe I may need to speak with her as well. I wonder why she didn't say anything when she freaking pulled up. Miss Pink Princess, I have a few questions I'd like to ask you. Miss Pink Princess. Oh no. This is who Larry's in love with? I thought she hated Larry. Me? Heh. This must be what they call fate. How can this happen 2 days in a row? What the? Aren't you Miss Oldbag? Why are you so surprised? So you're the one that got to play the Steel Samurai. It's too bad I didn't realize that until now. You're acquaintances with Larry? Why, yes, we worked at the same company for a little while. Yeah, when... It's funny because she was also part of the original Mask to Mask case. Your favorite character? Look, she's not my favorite character. She's mean. She has a bad personality. That's why it's okay, my edgy poo. You don't need to be jealous. I was in the next room, you know, trying to get in some beauty sleep, but she's always sleeping. But it was so noisy that I couldn't fall asleep, so I came over to complain. So imagine my shock when I saw my precious edgy poo waiting here for me. I mean, who could have imagined that you would ever come to a show like this? I guess I misjudged you, edgy poo. You misjudged him? I thought he was trying to avoid me, you know? That was no misjudgment on your part. That's precisely what I was trying to do. But it looks like the winds have shifted and he's now willing to be chased after. Insane. I'm simply overwhelmed. Don't you worry, edgy poo. I chase you forever to the ends of the earth. Isn't that just peachy? This is one of those rare times when Francisca and I actually see eye to eye. Now then, what are you doing here? I thought you were working at Gatewaterland as the Pink Badger. What are you talking about? That was ages ago. That was yesterday! Look, I worked at Global Studios before, a long time ago, right? Well, they called me up this morning, kind of out of the blue, actually. They called you? Apparently the girl who plays the Pink Princess collapsed from a bad cold. It happened so suddenly, so they called me in to be your last-minute replacement. Do they not have enough people on staff at the studio? I mean, that studio was going broke. We know about them. I really couldn't say no, so here I am playing. The role of the heroine. Instead of that Mindy girl, I mean. But that poor girl, I feel bad for her. Because they let me stand in for her. She's going to have a terrible time when she returns. Alright, go ahead, keep yapping. You're a rather lively old lady. So basically you received the stand-in request this morning, correct? You got it. If you need to see, I've got it right here. Look. It appears that she's telling the truth. I tell you, my fine acting moved the entire audience to tears. Yes, tears of laughter as I recall. But being famous has its problems too, you know. Here, take a look at this. It's a letter from a stalker. Oh no, Wendy, I'll be descending on you from above tonight, your lovely night. I was just taking my break when I found this stuck under the door to my room. Honestly, you really have to watch out for these kinds of things. Look at what it says. Wendy, I'll be... Bro, she looks happy. How absolutely revolting. I mean, you'd think you could get my name right. There's no accent in my name. Wait, this horrible handwriting. Where have I seen this before? But now that you're here, Edgy-Poo, I feel 100% safe. Eh? Where do I factor into this? You'd bust that evil stalker man for my sake, wouldn't you, Edgy-Poo? Well, if you allow me the liberty to handle this in my own way, I'll gladly dispatch a detective to your house later. Oh, come on, Edgy-Poo, stop being so dismissive and playing hard to get. Jesus Christ. What were you doing at the time of the crime? What crime? What? After the show was over, I had nothing but free time on my hands, so I used the fireplace in the room next door to keep my bad hip warm. Oh. Don't tell me. Oh my god, bruh. Don't tell me this stupid idiot Larry didn't realize who was in the pink princess outfit, wrote that letter, and then tried to climb down her chimney but failed because she had the fire on. Okay. Well. Insane. Well, a murder occurred in the room right next to yours. Is that right? Oh, Edgy-Poo, I'm so scared. Hold me. Caress me. Hold it. If you could please not cling on to my personage. In any case, I take it then that you failed to show up at the Ambassador Alba's speech. Oh, that? No, I didn't go. I mean, I may have the heart of a young tender maiden, but my body just refuses to cooperate at times. As soon as the show ended, my hips started acting up and it got stiff. I couldn't move at all. Can you provide proof of your condition? Oh, you just go on ahead and ask the doctors in the infirmary. They're the ones who carried me from the theater all the way to this embassy. I have to admit, the thought of her not being able to leave that room is rather pleasant. Prosecutor Von Karma, I brought the police dog as you requested. Oh my god, a dog! Good work, you may leave now. What the dog doing? This dog. I requested the assistance of a dog in our search for the Yatagarasu. Looks like you guys have some pretty bright dogs in this country too. Woof woof. Hey, you're a real cutie, aren't you? Yeah, that's a good boy. That's the police dog Gumshoe's been taking care of. I think its name is Missile. What a fitting name for a police dog that dashes out in front of it, and attacks. That action alone isn't exactly what's going to solve that case for us, you know? Now, Missile, I want you to find some clues. Go! Woof! What the? Good dog, you really are quite bright, aren't you? Unlike a certain someone I know. Now, what do we have here? Is that a sandwich? What the heck? Why was that in the fireplace? What is this? It looks like a small hot dog, but... wait, Francisca, isn't that an official samurai dog? Oh, you getting pissed off. What the hell? Ah, no, bad Missile. He ate it. I wonder if it's alright for him to eat that. It's just a meat-substance snack featuring the Steel Samurai. I'm sure he'll be fine. That's quite a bit of information you gathered there in a single quick glance. We should really be focusing on why there was a samurai dog there in the first place. It looks like that snack wasn't all Missile found. Oh, and what do we have here? It appears to be a lady's undershirt. I wonder if Ambassador Alba might have an interest in cross-dressing. That's funny as hell. I somehow doubt it. It doesn't look like that shirt would even fit him. A samurai dog and a lady's undershirt. What are these two items doing in a room like this? Given the circumstances, the lady's undershirt could only belong to one person. It's probably old bat. I suppose I should get this over with and ask the owner of said undershirt. Bruh, she's about to freak out and be like, oh my god, Edgy-Poo. Who do you think you are taking my undershirt? Excuse me, ma'am. If you could please take a look at this brown-colored undershirt. Oh, Edgy-Poo, what is the meaning of this? Why did you steal that thing from my bags? All you have to do was ask, and I would have gladly given you as many as you'd like. Thanks, but no thanks. This shirt was found here at this crime scene. What? Come now, why don't you just confess and explain what it is doing here? I know nothing, I tell you. What? Oh, I admit that I used the fireplace to dry that shirt, but I can't really help the fact that I had to, you know? Wearing that pink princess costume was like being in a sauna. And on top of that, I get fingered as a suspect? You're too cruel, Edgy-Poo. Are you claiming that you never once set foot inside this room? Of course I am. If I had been the one to find the body, do you think I'd be as calm and as relaxed as I am? I tell you, it's always like this. It's okay. Keep talking. But I can't help it. Will you marry me? Honestly, men these days. I didn't even... What was she even talking about? Well... I don't believe she's lying about her actions. So I can safely assume she really was drying her shirt by the fireplace on her break. Okay, but why in this room? I thought she had a fireplace in her own room. And somehow the undershirt managed to move from the next room into this one. Yeah, that's the weird thing. I assume the samurai dog was also yours. Ah, that brilliant mind of yours. You really can't see through everything about me. And so the feeling of dread continues, but I suppose I should ask for more details. That samurai dog was yours, wasn't it? Oh, of course, I'm forever yours, my edgy wedgy poo. If you could just stick to what I asked you. Edgy, are you and Miss Oldbag? No. You really don't change, do you? When will you learn how to take a joke? Anyway, that samurai dog wasn't mine. Those things are a present from the studio at the embassy. A present? The studio bigwigs basically told us to play delivery boys. We were supposed to hand the dogs off to the embassy people and tell them hi. I had to pile them all into the pushcart just to move them all. Those studio guys should have delivered those things by themselves, right, Edgy? So, did you deliver the samurai dogs to the embassy staff as per your instructions? Hey, Edgy, don't just ignore me and my question. Aren't you going to stick up for me? About that. See, after the show, I went to rest and spell. Oh, I can't read. I went to rest to spell in the dressing room because of my bad hip, you know. And there they were. The samurai dogs were just sitting on the dressing room floor. I suppose you had to make preparations for distributing them after the show. Well, if by preparation you need sampling them as well. Excuse me? Oh, I tried one and thought they were actually quite good. Sorry, but I just had to find out. I know it was silly of me to think this, but I figured that since they're for a kids show, their taste was probably for kids too. But they were so good that I couldn't stop. Before I went back to my room, I just had to help myself to half a dozen or so boxes. Half a dozen boxes of Glizzies? Nah, she a demon. As I sat there by the roaring fire, warming them and eating them, I thought, ah, this is it. What is it now? Oh, I know, I bet you want a box too, don't you, my edgy poo? Well, who am I to say no to you? But I'll only give you one. The rest are all for me. Looks like the lesson for today is that when the Steel Samurai and the Pink Princess take off their masks, they transform into a pair of annoying troublemakers. Oldbag just like No-Show obsessed with the glizz? Ah, hell nah, that's Ruby and Chef, bruh. I guess we're done talking to her. Bro, the fact that there's a dog here is so crazy. He was a much bigger help than I thought he would be. Yes, however, there are a few aspects I don't understand about what he found. In that case, you should keep on investigating until you do understand. Now, my subordinate, continue with the investigation. Alright, I will. It's with great dread that I proceed and do what I must solve. What I must do to solve this case. I don't want to talk to freaking that bozo, but I guess we can deduce stuff now, right? Because we do have a bit of information. Okay, so obviously this and this are connected for sure. There's no trace of this room's fireplace being used, and your point is? Smoke was supposedly pouring out of the chimney connected to this fireplace, at least according to Larry. This is a contradiction of the facts, is it not? Are you sure he wasn't just disoriented or something upon that roof? There is testimony from an investigator that puts Larry at this peculiar chimney. So no, I don't think it was a mistaken impression on Larry's part. On the other hand, the fireplace in the next room was being used at the time. Where do you suppose the smoke from that fireplace went? Ah, I see. So what you are proposing is this, that the smoke that came out of the chimney was actually from Miss Oldback's fire. So basically, the fireplaces of neighboring rooms share one chimney. Is that what you're implying? Oh. Precisely. Okay. These are all we have, so we have to connect them. The lady's undershirt that Missile found. Ah! Why are you getting all excited over holding onto a lady's undershirt? Miles Edgeworth, you uncouth sea slug. If you know the owner of said undershirt, then hurry up and return to her already. You have it all wrong. This is evidence. And the owner of this piece of evidence was in the room next door. And yet, despite that, Missile found it in the fireplace of this room. This lady's undershirt, are you seriously claiming that it somehow passed through a solid brick wall? Not quite. The fireplace in this room is connected to a chimney. The other fireplace in this room is also connected to the same chimney, leading us to the possibility that the two fireplaces are connected to each other. Perhaps a closer look at the back of their fireplace is in order. Okay. There is an X on the back of the wall of the fireplace. Let's see if I can get a better look at it. Oh, what the hell? So you can just sneak in and out? That's crazy. What in the... The wall separating this room's fireplace from the next room's fireplace apparently turns. As I suspect, this fireplace does indeed connect to this room to the neighboring room. The neighboring room? There appears to be nothing in particular about the next room, but the fact that there's nothing special about the next room isn't what's important. It's the fact that there is a secret passageway through this room. Exactly. That's insane. Does that mean every fireplace in this embassy is like that? Because that means we got to go back to the other place and check the other fireplace too. Oh my god, this is crazy. We now know that the fireplace connects to two rooms. But how exactly is that significant? You aren't going to suddenly name the old lady as Damask 2's killer now, are you? No, she couldn't move at all because of her stiff hip, so she could not have been the one. Unfortunately, I believe that this fireplace has nothing whatsoever to do with Damask 2's murder. Damn. It would appear that the answer has made itself known. You're making quite a confident face there, Mr. Prosecutor. Bring it on. I'm ready to counter any argument you may have. Very well, then. If you are prepared, I'll show you exactly where my deductions have led me. Good, I'm counting on you, Edgy. Leave it to me, Larry. My first attack will be to expose your lie for what it really is. My lie? I know that there's still something you're keeping from the rest of us. What's wrong with you? Why is it you won't believe me no matter what I say, Edgy? Curse you! I should just hurry up and die already if that's how it's gonna be. Oh my god, this guy's so dramatic. I'll confess to every murder in the whole world and then kill myself. Nah, you're tripping. And throw everything into mass confusion. You made some wonderful friends as a child, I see. Larry, I only have one thing to say to you. Even if you make that face at me, it's no use. A man who's ready to die is strong-willed, you know. Larry, it doesn't matter what sort of harebrained trouble you've caused. I only ask that you do not lie to me. If you cause an innocent person to be judged unfairly because of some insipid lie, I will never forgive you. Edgy. Although allow me to say that I consider you to be among the innocent in this case, and that I will draw the real killer out. You can trust me on this. Alright, this time I'll tell you the whole truth, okay? What happened, what didn't happen, the works. Just what happened will do. Now then, if you would please testify as to what you did upon the roof tonight. Upon the rooftop. After the show, I left the pushcart in the rose garden and came into the embassy. Then they took a picture of me shaking hands with the ambassador. After that, and until my next appearance, I had some free time, so I wandered around. That's when I spotted the chimney. A chimney like that is a rare thing, you know? So then I wanted to play Santa and decided to give it a try. Shut up. Larry, I thought I just finished telling you to not lie anymore. But it's kinda ultra embarrassing. And what exactly is so ultra embarrassing that you can't tell me? Edgy, man. I just said it was embarrassing, so of course I can't just blurt it out. So you're just gonna have to reason it out with me. As your superior, I command you to hurry up and expose this man's lie. I have every intention to, for I'm not about to let us waste time on such a trifling matter. Yeah, this statement is crazy. No way bro really wanted to play Santa, bro. Shut up.
Hold it!
You suddenly wanted to play Santa. Oh, well, actually, I dressed up as Santa once before. Yeah, we don't care. That was down at Gourd Lake, I do remember. And he was selling hot dogs there, too. Unironically. I'd appreciate if you wouldn't dredge up such unnecessary memories for me. Ha! Sound like you guys share a lot of history. A perk to being childhood friends, huh? Besides, it's not a felony to dress up and play Santa, you know. Santa doesn't go around killing people after he comes down a family's chimney, after all. Actually, it's worth delving into whether or not playing Santa is a big deal. Raise an objection, of course. Actually, I believe in the case of this man, playing Santa is actually quite a big deal. Are you saying that your buddy isn't exactly made of Santa-quality stuff? Precisely. You hit the nail on the head, Agent Lang. Hey, Edgy. That's so incredibly mean. Tell me something, Larry. Did you know that Santa's job is to deliver presents to people all over the world? Of course I know that. I did graduate from junior high, you know. In that case, it's your turn to tell me something. I want you to tell me to whom you were delivering a present to. I was delivering a present to a child, not basking in the warm glow of love.
Objection!
That must be the most elegant description of you I've ever heard. But a lie is a lie. You sure know how to kick a guy when he's down, you know that? In any case, the person you wish to deliver a present to was most certainly this, but it was freaking her. Why is it ex-security lady? Why is it not Wendy Oldbag?
Take that!
Ha! Interesting taste you have there, Mr. Suspect. Don't spread lies about me. I totally didn't want to see Miss Oldbag so much that I tried to go down a chimney. Ow! I advise you to stop right there and you're bashing of a lady. Well, I must admit that I myself hardly ever have the want to run into that lady. However, what if you were misinformed and under the wrong impression? Then what? Define wrong impression. I simply mean that the man before you thought to enter the old lady's room without knowing one very important fact. And the fact is best summed up by this. I mean, he probably thought it was the other girl, right? But she was sick, so...
Take that!
This is something the old lady received from her employer for the night. The girl who normally plays the Pink Princess, Mindy, was it again? It seems that this man is quite taken with that actress. But that's not true, Edgy. She's the one with the hots for me. Alright, shut up, bruh. I just know it. I can feel her sexy beam piercing my heart when she's watching me. Sexy beam, I tell you. You filthy, despicable, inconsiderate, fickle, idiotic, cowardly apparition of a man. You haven't matured at all since we last met. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Yes? This guy, he's got bigger problems than just getting involved in murders, I take. I suppose you can put it that way. Hey, what the heck, man? I don't get you guys at all. Why do you all have to make me out to be some sort of bad guy? To return to the original topic, I propose that at least this much has been made clear. Without any knowledge that Miss Mindy had fallen ill, Larry tried to make his way into the Pink Princess's room, that much we know for sure. Hey, Edgy, looks like I've got the hang of this court thing now. But we're not in court at the moment. Shut up, I see what's going on here, and it looks just like what you do in court. I guess old boy here still has something he'd like to say. Langzy says until the root of the tongue dries, one never knows the whole truth. You shouldn't form conclusions until everything's out in the open, which is why I'll listen. Alright, then get ready to listen to me defeat Edgy in a battle of wits. Larry, have you forgotten that should I lose, your victory prize will be your arrest? So you think that all I wanted to do was go visit Mindy? Well, I dressed up as Santa and climbed up to the chimney, but the smoke was really thick. It was a case of mistaken identity, and that mistake made me late for the speech. Then to top it all off, I became a suspect in a murder. That's what you really meant. But why would I ever put myself through so much humiliation on purpose? Hey, someone say something! Larry, are you seriously trying to submit this not as a confession, but as a testimony? So what if I am? Is there something wrong with that? My claim is a claim claiming my claim. Do you have a problem with that? So it was you. You're my stalker. But I should warn you, it doesn't matter what kind of flattery you throw at me. I'm the devoted type of woman who's wholly focused on one man. Alright. She was tempted by the wolf man? That's crazy. I'm so inspired. You're such an inconsiderate, cowardly, idiotic, and all-around completely worthless man. I thought I heard something ominous just now, but perhaps it was just my imagination. I believe there's nothing further for me to prove at this point. What do you mean? Of course you still got something to prove. You still have to show some proof that I was trying to meet up with Mindy. Proof, you say? Remember, Edgy, everything's evidence in court, right? You mean evidence is everything in court, Larry, but I understand your point. Yeah, see? I'm totally a pro at this now. Very well, if you wish to see the evidence, then let me show you the last piece of evidence you'll ever wish to see. So you think that all I wanted to do was go visit Mindy? Well, I dressed up as Santa and climbed up to the chimney. Okay, well, I already saw this, but get the hell out of here. I think we just used the love letter, right? Yeah.
Objection!
Larry, don't even think about denying that you have knowledge of this letter. Hey, why are you showing that thing to me? Wendy, I'll be descending on you from above tonight, your loving knight. Well, isn't that just romantic? But you weren't able to descend on her from above, were you, Mr. Loving Knight? Ah! I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't remember a thing.
Objection!
You can pretend to be ignorant all you'd like, but it's written here. This letter proves that you were not out to meet that old lady, but rather that you were attempting to pay Miss Mindy a visit. Well, part of the letter shows that the person... It's probably this, right? But his handwriting is so ass. Because it looks like Wendy with an E, accent on the E. But if you look at it like this, it's like M. And then that's the I. And then N-D-Y, Mindy.
Take that!
Larry, I suggest you take up penmanship lessons. That is, if you never wish to experience this level of embarrassment ever again. Well, what the heck? What are you talking about? Speak English. You wrote Mindy so sloppily that it became Wendy to the average eye. Hey, stop picking on me. It's so embarrassing. There. Isn't that what childhood friends are for? They're the best, aren't they? For punching. But that will have to wait until we're off this crime scene. Eek, Edgy, save me from this scary man. Sure, if you're willing to make amends, starting with your incredibly embarrassing mistake. That wasn't me. Come again? It's a fake. Someone's out to get me, so they made that fake letter. To set me up? Accept your defeat graciously. But you guys are being so mean. Penmanship analysis. What's that? No matter who, all people have certain unique features to their handwriting. Ergo, all we have to do is compare the handwriting in this letter to a sample of yours. And we'll know soon enough who it was that sent this letter. I'll never write another thing in my life. Tisk. It's no use, Mr. Loving Knight. For you've already graciously provided me with a sample of your handwriting. Oh, it's this thing right here.
Take that!
This autograph and our mysterious letter. If we compare the handwriting, we'll know the answer to our question. Soon enough. Confess now, Larry, to your miserable failure. I'm sorry. I did it. It was me causing trouble again. I admit it. You hit the nail right on the head, Edgy. So he finally confesses. I saw the Pink Princess being carried around in a stretcher and got worried, alright? I wanted to go into Mindy's room, but the doctors wouldn't let me in. So what choice did I have? It was the chimney or bust, Edgy. Your mind jumped from the door to the chimney. What a criminally overactive imagination. Well, at least I was honest and wrote Mindy a letter and stuck it under the door. That way she wouldn't be so shocked when I came down through the chimney. Except for the fact that the letter was an utter failure at conveying said sentiment. I'm really sorry. Larry, you may be a shameful, good-for-nothing blight on the face of humanity. However, I've always knew you weren't the killer. I told you to trust me. Okay, all of this is fine, but it doesn't prove that he didn't kill the guy. What's up, zombie? How's it going? Because at the very least, I can attest to that about you. Edgy, you're... Act! We've lost a lot of valuable time because of you. Ow! In any case, I believe we can say that we now know what exactly happened. Mr. Larry Butts sought to climb down the chimney. Not for access to the crime scene, but to enter the room of the elderly lady next door. Great job, Mr. Prosecutor. Although I still find it a bit unbelievable that the two of you are friends. But the suspicion on that guy over there isn't completely resolved yet, so don't get any funny ideas about running off, okay? Ow, hey, what? Edgy? What does the Wolfman mean when he says I'm not off the hook yet? He means the murder weapon. Larry, did you forget? There are 2 layers of suspicion hanging over your head. That's exactly what I mean. We can't only rely on the words of the suspect after all. We may have figured out where he was and what he was doing all night, but the bloodstained samurai sword that was left at the crime scene, as long as there's no satisfactory explanation for that, this wolf will refuse to ease up on his bite. Eek! Edgy, that guy, he looks like he's seriously about to take a bite out of me. I'm well aware, and you should be as well, that this upcoming battle will be crucial. Thanks to the cooperation of our lovely Bumbler, I've been dealt a very nice hand and a sweet trump card. Looks like we're about to enter the final bout. Now, Mr. Prosecutor, let's see what you've got. I can easily point out the contradiction in the supposed murder weapon, but the real problem for me is figuring out what the real murder weapon is. This will be a high-stakes gamble, but this is one game I can't afford to lose. Nothing getting ready for this date I'm about to go on. Oh, nice. I hope you have a fun time on your date. Why Larry? I was the one who found the body of the victim, Damask 2. Beside him was the samurai sword, glittering red and offering up the scent of blood. It was supposed to be in the Steel Samurai's dressing room, but I found it here instead. Plus, I found the murder weapon's owner, the suspect Larry Butson, here too. Isn't it a bit far-fetched to accuse someone simply on the basis of ownership? But this owner wanted to sneak onto the crime scene. I think that's plenty to go on, don't you?
Hold it!
If you're alluding to his reason for being by the chimney, we've already established that. Hold on there, Mr. Prosecutor. You two are longtime friends, right? Who's to say you didn't fabricate the evidence to give him an alibi? You're accusing me of fabricating evidence. You think I can believe anything you produce? Forging evidence is all you prosecutors do. This man has some serious issues with prosecutors. But come on, I can't think of something as complicated as that, right, Edgy? Larry, I can agree because I know you and your personality well. However, Agent Lang knows nothing about you. Or me, for that matter. I sense his hatred from my entire profession emanating from his entire being. Meaning that the only way I can prove Larry's innocence is to present irrefutable evidence. Oh, we're going to August 1st? Oh, dang. Glittering red and offering up the scent of blood. My thing is, how did he die? You can't stab someone with a fake sword, bruh.
Hold it!
Excuse me, but glittering red and offering up the scent of blood. Do I have to spell it out for you? I mean the sight and smell of blood, of course. And according to the test, the blood on the sword belongs to the victim. The sword was made only to be used on stage, so it's not sharp, but it is pretty weighty, or weighty. It's certainly heavy enough to beat someone to death. Is that actually true? Which leads me to suspect that the victim was beaten to death with the sword. Alright. Beaten to death, huh? This last statement is too important to just let slip by. There's no way. Cause we already know that the spear was hollow and light and it bent when he hit it on the wall, just spinning it. So you're telling me this sword, which I'm assuming is the same as the spear, was hard enough to beat someone to death? Come on, that's crazy.
Objection!
Do you know what this is, Agent Lang? Hey, it's a long spear, right? We used to use those a lot in my country a long time ago. Piercing, mowing people down, spears are the weapon of heroes throughout history. It's the next most effective weapon after the whip. I think the whip is in a slightly different category. So what's your point? Are you going to tell me that the spear is the real weapon? No, I simply want you to take a look at this section here. The way it's bent. Precisely. Apparently a certain troublemaker hit it against a wall in the embassy earlier. And as you can clearly see, the insides of the Steel Samurai's weapons are hollow. In other words, they're replicas that aren't strong enough to deliver a damaging blow, let alone the multiple strikes necessary to bludgeon someone to death. And yet, there's not even a dent in the samurai sword. How do you explain that? Hiya! Oh yeah, the sword and the spear are made of the same stuff, so they bend easily. But I wish they'd make them out of better stuff, because the spear got bent. I wasn't able to do my special early summer rain jab move. Man, I got such an earful from the director of the play for not doing it in the show. The Steel Samurai special move was changed tonight because of him? Youch! That's more than enough of your whiny whimpering. Now, back on the topic of the spear. Yes, let's return to the real topic of the discussion. This is where the real gamble begins. I don't have a real strategy per se, so all I can do for now is let the chips fall where they may. Using guesswork and taking risks in a place of real logic is hardly the Von Karma way. It's neither smart nor very clear. Miss Von Karma, as you know, unlike your father, I am not a genius prosecutor. Plus, I doubt his record of a 40-year win streak will ever be broken. But perhaps it is for the best if it remains unbroken, for no one should have conceived of the notion to convict all defendants in the first place. What a foolishly foolish statement from a foolishly fool who hates to lose. It's the job of a prosecutor to make sure that all defendants are found guilty in court. There is nothing more important in this world than a perfect victory. That may be your opinion, however, I don't believe that's all we are. As a prosecutor, what I pursue is not the perfect victory, but the perfect truth. And if that means that the bridge I must cross will crumble beneath my feet, then let it crumble as I walk on towards the truth. You're good at keeping me entertained, Mr. Prosecutor, but you know, humans are delicate creatures. The slightest bump and we expire. I'd like you to consider, if you will, the possibility that the sword was used in such a way that the attack killed Damask without bending it. So, what do you think of my hypothetical scenario? I think you know what to do here, right? And what you need. Of course. What I need is evidence he can't refute. This is it. It's time to bring this case to a close. Is it possible to use the samurai sword to kill someone? And under these circumstances, it's the only logical conclusion. We searched the embassy top to bottom, but the victim's blood is only on that weapon. So isn't it only natural that suspicion would fall onto the owner of said weapon? That is true. How long do you intend to cling onto that preposterous theory? As long as I want, because we examined every corner within the walls of this embassy. There's no stone we've left unturned. Okay, you know what? That's already cap. Because if there's no stone unturned, what about the statue that's facing this way, but it was facing the other way in the photo? Come on, bruh. And we have managed to come up with only one logical conclusion, but it's even in the background. That the only place inside the embassy with the victim's blood on it is this sword.
Hold it.
You left no stone unturned. Is that a fact? If you've got something to say, then say it in the only way I respect, Mr. Prosecutor. Yes, of course. In that case, allow me to make it all crystal clear for you. Cab as in peak? No, Cab as in he's a liar.
Hold it.
The only place where you could find blood was on the samurai sword. That's right, even with Luminol. Which means that there are no other possibilities outside of what I've already outlined. Do I have a problem with Agent Lang's? Hell yeah! If you believe that there is no other door or possibility left to open, then allow me to force one open for you. How do you plan to do that? By showing you what may possibly be the real murder weapon. Ha ha ha! The real murder weapon? I hate to repeat myself, but my men have already searched every last inch of this embassy, and they've concluded that nothing else could have been used as the weapon. Knowing these facts, do you still want to press forward with your little hypothesis? Of course. Because it's not possible that your men inspected everything in their investigation. What are you talking about? I don't appreciate mind games, and I don't appreciate when people like you slander my men. I'm not slandering them, I assure you. I'm merely pointing out that their investigative oh my god, why am I hiccuping? That their investigative dragnet has a few holes in it. What the hell? Namely, there's something your men couldn't even lay a finger on. And that item is the real murder weapon. Alright then, I'll play along for now. This real weapon that killed the Mask 2, what exactly is it? I mean, it's gotta be the statue, right? That's the only thing that's moved.
Take that!
The National Treasure of Albas. You mean the Primedu statue? Yes, and as you know, only the ambassador and his secretariat may touch it. Which I believe means that neither you nor your men were able to examine it, correct? Ha ha ha! You know very well that if we did that, there'd be an international incident between the Kingdom of Albas and the Republic of Babel. The two countries' precious relationship teeters in the balance. Over a stupid fight related to a sovereignty statue. But I'll be damned if I let something go unexamined.
Hold it!
Agent Lang, if you could take a look at this. The direction of the statue is facing just before and after the crime are different. And there is only one conclusion I can draw from that. Go look for Ambassador Alba and get him to give us the okay to examine the statue. Shifu, you can't listen to this infidel's words. He is most definitely trying to trick you. Shifu, please, let's be rational about this. Grrr. Langzi says. Just go already. Yes, sir. You know what's crazy in all this? Where the hell is Sheena? Where did she do? Where is she? Where did she disappear from? Where did she go? Usually she's here with Lang. I know she was on the Babel side, but I thought she would come over once we came investigating on this side. Unless she's keeping track of Gumshoe and Kei Ferrate. Shifu, yeah? I'm really sorry, sir, but I was unable to convince the ambassador. I was unable to obtain permission for us to examine the Primedu statue. I see. Wait, but then the investigation is at a standstill. Agent Lang, I will go and speak with the ambassador personally. Save your breath, he may act all weak and frail, but that old man's one tough cookie. But I guess you've got to be tough when you're representing old country, you know? Agent Lang? What do you want? Let's just hurry up and examine the statue already. What? But Shifu, what about causing an international incident? Quiet. I'll take the fall if I have to later.
Hold it!
Agent Lang, the hypothesis is mine, so if someone is to take responsibility, let it be me. Responsibility? If we're going to talk in such heavy terms, maybe I should let you. It'd be a real problem for my men if something were to happen to me. Alright then. less talk and more investigating. If I want to know the truth, we can't stop here. Action must be taken. Buy me the Tamama Cross plushie. Ka-chow. What's up, Perso? I'm not buying you nothing, bro. You got enough money to buy the whole factory where they're making those plushies. Hold on. I had to get up and stretch for a second, bro. Freaking, I was getting a random cramp in my leg. Agent Lang, I'd like to run a luminal, what the heck is this word? Chemiluminescence test on the statue. A luminal test. Ah, good thinking. If the statue is the murder weapon, then some of the victim's blood should be on it. Okay, let's get the forensics team in here. Oh, there really is. Hey, looks like you hit the jackpot, Mr. Prosecutor. I guess this means that this is the real weapon that killed Damask 2. Indeed. But I wouldn't celebrate yet if I were you. This doesn't let your friend off the hook. It doesn't prove that he didn't kill Master Damask, so the charge remains. We are hardly done examining the statue, Agent Lang. Knowing that it is the real weapon, I believe further examination is required. Huh, you think so? Okay then, knock yourself out. You have to get me the Ogre Cap throw pillow and the Ogre Cap keychain. Oh, I didn't even see the throw pillow. Where's the throw pillow? I want to see the throw pillow. Yo, you can buy the tracksuit? What the heck? That's cool as hell. 11k yen? Oh my god. So we're all buying matching tracksuits, right? Right, guys? Right? Second P and Uma Gatchers? Bet. Yeah, these are the plushies, but I don't see the oh, unless it's part of it, unless it's with the tracksuit. Oh my god, those are adorable. I want the pillows. I want the pillows. We will be buying all the Musume merch, but for me, not for y'all. You got tracksuit money for us in a medium size, by the way. PayPal me anytime. If you funding, I will. Now see, Perso Perso has volunteered to buy the suits for all of us, so we can get all get matching, you know, suits, and then we can take a Christmas photo together. That'll be the Christmas photo for the Christmas card. All of us in the Ogre Cap tracksuits. What the heck am I supposed to do here? What am I examining? There's a shield on his back. I wonder if that's supposed to mean that his back is covered. Langzi says those with a shield on their back deflect all enemies behind them. It means that he's ready for any blindside attacks that may come his way. Agent Lang, there's no need to attach overly complex meanings to such a simple thing. Ha! You didn't seem to get Langzi's saying, so I was just explaining it to you. The saying itself is what I was referring to when I said overly complex, you know? Oh, you can get the sword too? Okay. With his sword drawn and ready, there is a certain aura of valor around him. Langzi says those who hold the sword, what the hell? Those who hold the sword hold an equally strong will. Now you call me purple and not violet. Everyone's getting it except for you. It was a mistake. It's because I was thinking about PayPal when Justin said PayPal. That's why I said purple, not purple. Please, Perso. I want a tracksuit too. Please. It's said that the weapon one holds reflects the strength and will of one's character. I wonder if this was created as a show of the country's majesty. Ooh, then what does Franzie's whip say about her character? It says that I'm ready to exact punishment on those who would break the law. Why are you glaring at me? I thought you understood that I'm not the killer. I believe in your case, she wishes to exact punishment before anything else happens. Well, I got a freaking achievement for that, though. I mean, if anything, shouldn't we keep looking here? Because that's where the blood is, right? Upon closer inspection, he really does look a lot like the Steel Samurai. Hey, maybe that's why they chose him to be the Goodwill Ambassador. I actually can't discredit that hypothesis. Or maybe the people at the embassy just really like the Steel Samurai. That's absolutely preposterous. I don't think that's unlikely. We mustn't go around denouncing people's opinions. And yeah, look at how easily you discredited mine. Not that I care why they chose him. Oh, what the hell? Giant ass handprint. And what do we have here? This dirty smudge. So that, okay, look, the fact that there's a smudge here can mean two things. One, they passed through the fireplace because we know that the fireplaces are connected. Or two, he came from that burning the burning embassy room of Babel, and that's why he had like ash and all that garbage on his hand. This dirty smudge, it looks like a handprint. Hehehe. What's a definitive bit of evidence like you doing under here? Looks like we've got some fingerprints to analyze, and they're most likely not Larry's, right? Surely these are not Larry's prints. Gurk? Worst case scenario, these prints belong to Larry. But it looks like it's too late for me to do anything about that now. Hey, Francis guy, I want results on these fingerprints ASAP, you hear me? Agent Lang, I have the analysis results, sir. Good, and? About the prints we lifted from the bottom of the statue. Well, you know the victim of the murder in the Babylese embassy? The prints belong to him, Mr. Manny Cochin, sir. But that's... What's going on around here? No, that's impossible. Each primary statue can only be handled by someone of that country. But by the fact that Mr. Cochin's fingerprints are on this one, it leads me to only one conclusion. This statue is actually Babel's primary statue? Impossible, it can't be. Yeah. Larry never once stepped foot on Babylese soil, so he was free to go. However, this new piece of information only served to confuse us even further. Yeah, that is cooked. I don't know what we're gonna do. The ringleader of a smuggling operation was killed with an Albastian knife in Babel. And Damask too was killed on Albastian soil with Babel's national treasure. And the mystery of the great thief Yatagarasu visited both countries. The pieces were there, but I had yet to see the big picture they were to form. Oh my lord. Well. How though? How the hell did they get that statue all the way over? Because the fact that the soot handprint is there means that they took that after the room was on fire? During the room that was on fire? How? Ow! What did I do? I've left the Damask 2 investigation to Francisca and returned to Babel. I suppose my first order of business should be to look into Babel's statue. Mr. Edgeworth! So, okay, what's the situation? Oh, it's great. Investigating is so much fun. In other words, they made absolutely no progress. We weren't goofing off, honest, sir. We've been investigating our hearts out. Very well, then. Would you care to give me an update on your investigation? Oh, we had a really fun time, sir. I knew it. Zero progress. In any case, Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir? You have permission to enter the Albacian embassy, is that correct? Yep. If I give you the tracksuit, you give me the Tamamacross throw pillow. What the hell? First of all, thank you for the sub, Chris, so I appreciate it. Shout out to the Prime Gaming sub. Second of all... Right, if you're buying the tracksuit, you might as well buy the pillow too, and buy a couple more for the rest of us, right? Right? Surely, right? As a local detective, I'm helping out with investigations on both sides, sir. Good, in that case, I can leave these pieces of evidence with you. They belong to the lady under the Pink Princess's mask. The Pink Princess? What kind of lady was playing her, sir? The kind that was also playing the role of the Pink Badger yesterday. Understood, sir. If I happen to run into her, I'll give them back to her. And if I don't, then I guess I'll unload them somewhere. He doesn't seem all that enthused to go find her, but I can't blame him. Evidence that has lost their value given to the Detective Gumshoe. Now then, I don't believe I'll be needing this anymore either. What? Are you really going to throw that autograph away? Yes, because that Steel Samurai was a fake. Dang, you threw it away. I can be the best in Canada if you don't give me the throw pillow. I never claimed to be the best in Canada. Wait, what? What do you mean by fake? Now then, I believe it's time for a little housekeeping. Unnecessary evidence has been removed, remaining evidence has been rearranged. Okay. Hey, you're not going back to Albas already, are you? No, not yet. I still need to gather a bit more information first. But what's even out here? Oh, we can't even do anything. Alright, but let's talk to him. Ah, so you're back now, are you, Mr. Edgeworth? You must be tired. Here, with these you can eat whatever you'd like. And these are discount tickets for our cafeteria. They open tomorrow at 10 in the morning. I appreciate the concern, however, these coupons do nothing for me right now. This open-air stage, what function does it serve exactly? Well, normally we use it for a variety of events. It's all to attract the extra bit of attention to Babel. I heard that tonight over in the Albacian Rose Garden, Ambassador Alba was to give a speech. And you know what? Manny told me that I really should give a speech too. Mr. Cochin told you that? Yes, he did. Which is why I thought I should give a speech of my own. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to. Because of the fire the Atagarasi started. Exactly. Ambassador Polino, I'd like to ask you a little more about the Primearu statues. Oh, I see. Well, let me ask you this. Did you know that Albas and Babel used to be one country called Cadopia? Yes, I know that much about your history. Well, the Primearu statue belonged to the founders of Cadopia. At least that's how the story goes. It was bequeathed onto the king of Cadopia as a symbol of the country's wealth. So it was meant as a symbol of sovereignty and the right to rule, I take it. Yes, that's right, which is why both countries are so adamant about their claim. We hold the real statue, therefore we hold the right to the rule, is the reasoning. It's pretty petty when you think about it, though, I suppose. But if Albas and Babel were to re-establish relations, shouldn't that put an end to the squabbling over the statue? I have no reason to believe so. The Primearu statue is even more important now as a key to diplomacy. I wonder if Ambassador Polino knows about what has happened to the very important key to diplomacy. Perhaps I should try showing him this key and see what he has to say about it. Ambassador Polino, there's just one thing I'd like to ask you about. Yes? Oh, and don't worry. You can ask me more than just one thing. How about 2 or 3? In exchange, I expect you'll be coming to Babel, yes? Thank you, but just one thing is all I require. Manny Kojin, I'd like to ask you about this man, who was your secretary. Sure, I'll tell you what I know. Thank you for your cooperation, Ambassador. He was, well... If I had to put it in one word, he was an able man. If there was ever anything I needed as ambassador, he was able to get it for me. To think that a man like that had a hand in a smuggling ring right under my nose, going completely unnoticed. Actually, I suppose because he was an able man, I was unable to detect his dirty dealings. It sounds like Mr. Kojin had a very sharp mind. Recently, Manny had been really busy since I became the Babelese representative at the Country Unification Council. He's been working tirelessly to cover for my work for me. I'm sorry, but what is the Country Unification Council? Oh, well, you see, had tonight's events proceeded without a hitch, our 2 countries were to reunify and become one again. But I guess with how things turned out, that dream won't be realized anytime soon. I suppose not. I guess we should show him the statue, right? Ambassador Polino, if you could please take a look at this for me. The prominent statue sitting in Albas right now actually belongs to Babel. So it would appear. I received a call from Ms. Von Karma about this earlier. That you will understand why I wish to inspect Babel's prominent statue immediately. Because that statue currently, the statue is currently in your country's possession. Yes, well, I've already inspected it myself, and it is definitely Albas' statue. I know because it's the real statue. Oh, he's not even playing around. Then you're saying that Babel's was a replica. I'm embarrassed to say it's true, even though I knew that someday it would be exposed. I received my orders from the leaders of Babel, and I was to negotiate with Ambassador Alba at this event. I was to negotiate with him and fix the results of the evaluation tonight. To say that we cannot determine which statue was the real one. Why are you telling me this? Well, because you already figured it out. Our statue is just a hollow gold shell. Even if Babel were to lose face, the reunification of the country is what's important. I'm right in thinking that, aren't I? I'm not making a mistake, right? If you don't know yourself, then I won't pretend to know either. I never thought that that by being betrayed by my own secretary, the real symbol of wealth would be given to me. Isn't it simply ironic? That's kind of weird, bruh. I don't really trust this guy. Mr. Edgeworth, you look like you're enjoying yourself, Detective. Well, I don't have much else that I enjoy as much as a good investigation, sir. So, what did you find out? Oh, well, ha-ha. Ha-ha-ha-ha. I take it he's found nothing of any particular use, as usual. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, I got something really interesting for Ambassador Polino. Oh? And what is this something interesting? This, sir? Wow, that's so pretty. I'm so jealous. That's a real treasure there. Why does the flame burn green, Detective? So apparently if you burn the special wit crystal oil that they only make in Babel, it burns this green color. Interesting. So it's a special property of the oil. Okay, we gotta remember that because we got a bottle of the ink or whatever. So if we burn the ink, it should burn green. And we're probably gonna use that to check if it's real or not. So it's a special property of the oil. I suppose this is a ploy to force people to visit Babel should the oil run out. Hey, Gummy, what about these silhouettes? They stuck some cutouts on the outside of the lantern so it project the images. Oh, silhouettes, huh? They are rather pretty, aren't they? Wait, what am I doing? I was supposed to be asking for an update on the investigation. Hey, what's wrong, sir? There's something I want you to investigate for me. Do you think you can do that much? What do you think of the sprite where the guy randomly locks in? Bro, I think it's so sus, bro. He's so devious. Because he goes from like sweating and rubbing his hands like he's all nervous, and then he just starts aura farming out of nowhere, and it's like, what the hell's going on? I don't know. I don't trust him. You got it, sir. Hey, that's not fair. Why is Gummy getting to do all the fun stuff? Ah, well, that's because I'm Mr. Edgeworth's partner. I can't believe you took advantage of the confession and stole my role as assistant. Or took advantage of the confusion and stole my role as assistant. I expect the two of you to get along and work together like professionals on this. Okay. Hey, where are you going? Are you heading back to Albast? Yes, but before I do, I suppose I should give you a summary of what's happened. Oh, I see. So there's been a murder in both countries using an object from the other country. That's the gist of it. Babel is just as strict as Albast in their inspection of the people and things that enter their country. Meaning that somehow both murder weapons were smuggled into the two countries. That's the only logical conclusion that can be drawn. Perhaps the key to the weapon smuggling is the person who traversed both countries. You mean the fake Yatagarasu? In one way or another, the Yatagarasu is connected. Of this, I'm sure. Now then, where was the Yatagarasu first spotted? I believe it was the Rose Garden of the Albastian side of his embassy. The garden is just on the other side of this boundary. That's where Ambassador Alba was to give a speech tonight. At least that's where I heard the Yatagarasu had appeared. In that case, I believe it's vital that I investigate the Rose Garden post-haste. Wait, before you go, take a look at this. Where have I seen that before? What is it? My guess it's a guitar pick. I picked it up just... No, isn't that, I picked it up over there just now. Don't you think it'll be of any use? Isn't that the missing wood piece? From this, yeah, I was just saying earlier that we had this, that was missing. And that's definitely that. Yeah, this is definitely it. This is definitely it. There's a little water on it, but how did the water get on it? It doesn't look like there's anything that could get wet from around here. I was thinking that they have concerts right at this open air stage from time to time. Alright, I'll find its owner later on. No, you won't. Oh yeah, there's one more thing. Mr. Edgeworth, would you be willing to hold on to this? Is that the perfume that we got from Callisto U 7 years ago? It's misused perfume. It's the bottle that that woman left behind and that I found 7 years ago. I thought that one day it'd be of some use in tracking her down. So I kept it safe all this time. Thank you. I'd be honored to hold on to it for you. That's crazy. That's actually so smart. If I look at this, will I be able to freaking click on the thing? There's a striking flower ornament on the handle of this knife. Compared to the Babalese knife handle, this larger one gives Albast more presence. Oh, it's right there, bro. It's right there. I swear, please. I guess he doesn't want to look at it. There's quite a bit of Mr. Coach's blood on this blade. Thanks to being a prosecutor, I guess I've become accustomed to seeing blood. Dang, I guess we gotta wait till later to put that there then. I guess we gotta go to that garden, right? I thought they said it was on the other side, or am I just supposed to go down here? I think I'll be returning to investigating in Albast now. But I know, I'll go back to Babel and do some more investigating there. Okay, yeah, this is where we gotta be, the freaking Rose Garden or whatever. I see you're back, Miles Edgeworth. Oh, it's Francisca. How are things in Babel? Although I can't really say I expect much from Scruffy and that girl, the investigation into Manny Koshin's death hasn't really progressed any. However, the investigation in the Yatagarasu has. Ah, yes, the Yatagarasu. Even now, I find it hard to believe. A person who freely traverses between the two countries at will. Preposterous. Well, that's what I came here to investigate. I heard that this is where witnesses claim to have seen the Yatagarasu. That's correct. Ambassador Alba was to give a speech here tonight here in Albast. And that's when the Yatagarasu appeared. The shadow of the mysterious thief appeared, and just as suddenly it vanished. After that, there was a fire at the Babelese embassy. I vow that not a single feather from the Yatagarasu shall escape my diligence. Ooh. There are roses scattered on the surface of the water, creating a pleasant fragrance. It's not just for aesthetics, this pool's water is also used in putting out fires. I see. Oh. The pool stopped filling itself automatically. The fountain spouts are set to stay open until the pool's water reaches a certain level. If this water is used to put out fires, I suppose it must be refilled to its normal level. Which suggests that the pool was recently used somehow in this embassy. I guess I'll take some notes about it just in case. Why was this pool... What the hell? Why is this idiot here? I hate this guy. Wow! How dare you surprise me like that? I'm sorry. Oh, hey, Edgy. Thanks for what you did back there. Your gratitude alone is enough. More importantly, Larry, this pool is not for your personal enjoyment. I know that. Do you really think that I'm the type to just jump to a pool and swim around just for fun?
Objection!
Alright then. Did you by chance fall into the pool? Nice guess, but no dice. So you know my son, right, Edgy? Your son? I guess I kind of lost sight of him when I shook hands with the... I really hope that's not a real kid in that baby suit. I really hope that's not a real child in that baby suit. And I'm pretty sure he was around here when I last saw him. You imbecile! How can you be so flippant at a time like this? What are you going to do if your son fell into the pool? And how old is this child of yours anyways? Huh? Oh, how old is he again? Larry. This is the first I've heard of a son. Who exactly is the mother? The mother? Oh, that chick, the pink princess. The pink princess?
Hold it!
Miss Von Karma? I was a bit confused by this man's words for a bit there. However, I believe what he's looking for is the doll of the Iron Infant. Yep, because I'm the Steel Samurai through and through, heart and soul. And the Iron Infant is my cute little son. You have given a whole new meaning to the phrase an astounding fool. Larry, we have not seen hide nor hair of the Iron Infant. But rest assured that if we should find him, we'll let you know. Now get out of there. Sounds good. In that case, I'll go search over there. Hey, wait! Well, it's not as if he'll get very far swimming around in that pool. And though he's unrelated to the murders, he sure knows how to cause a lot of trouble. But where did he swim to? Is he just chilling at the bottom? That doesn't make any freaking sense. There's an overturned spotlight here. When the Yatagarasu appeared, the audience that was waiting for the speech to start panicked. I suppose that's when someone must have knocked it over. I'm having a tough time visualizing the mass confusion that took place here. I thought to use my whip to capture the Yatagarasu, however there were people in my way and I was unable to land even a single lash. I suppose that means that some other poor saps were hit instead. A statue of a woman. I wonder if that lady is pouring water. It says that it's a statue of the queen who spoke of love to King Primedu. Well, Miles Edgeworth, it seems that you're a lousy at reading woman's heart. I opened my mouth about a statue, and she somehow made the leap to that. The statue bears a resemblance to the Primady statue. The plaque says King Primedu and the battlefield. In order to save the queen, King Primedu put his life on the line and went to war. So Primedu was actually a person of royal blood. I thought he was simply someone imitating a character from an ancient legend. Well, what surprises me is that a real person who looked like the Steel Samurai existed. I suppose there's that too. Welcome back, Safari. I can't tell if she's being sarcastic or not. On a second thought, there's a rather serious look on her face. I'd better leave it be. They should really rethink the proper balance of these roses. Of all the people to comment on the proper balance of things. Interesting. Welcome back. I never spoke. You literally said, what up? So this is where Ambassador Alba was to give his speech. The stage was set up nicely, however, where was the audience supposed to sit? Perhaps they were supposed to sit around the edge of the pool. That's such poor planning, there was no place other than a spot or two by the pool. They really should have made seating arrangements like how the gallery set up in the court. Indeed, you can sense that consideration for the viewers was taken with those. So in the end, the speaker and his audience were to stand the whole time, huh? Yes, although I suspect the audience would have liked to sit down after a while. Okay. Have you finished checking out all the bystanders? Yes, sir. And we found 14 counts of pickpocketing, 16 counts of illegal parking, and 1 person ran a light, sir. Don't tell me you didn't find anything related to the case. Sir, not a single thing, sir. Well, for now, let's just get those other lawbreakers down to the precinct. Agent Lang? Well, if it isn't Mr. Prosecutor, I would just like to thank you for your assistance earlier. Make no mistake, it's not like I was trying to help you with what I did. After I left, did you receive a word from Ambassador Alba? We're to wrap up our bodyguard assignment at the end of the day. Oddly enough, we received word from HQ to return home on an urgent matter. Heh, as if I can be so easily called away from this case after I've come this far. I swear that I'll find the truth and drag it out screaming into the light. You're with me on that, right, Mr. Prosecutor? You were working as Ambassador Alba's bodyguard at the time. So naturally, you witnessed when the Atagarasu appeared, correct? Yeah, I saw the thief alright with my own 2 eyes. The Atagarasu was always there, lurking in the shadows, but when the spotlights were turned on for Ambassador Alba's speech, a shadow appeared. That's when cries of "It's the Atagarasu" ran out. The next second, the spotlight went out, and by the time we got there, the area lit again. The deaf thief had vanished. When we investigated afterwards, we found that the reason lights went out was because someone had unplugged the extension plug for all the outdoor electronics. Whether it was someone doing it on purpose, or simply a guest who had tripped over it, we don't know. But one thing is for certain, the Atagarasu was here. So you're saying that basically all you saw was the thief's silhouette? Yes.
Objection!
If all you saw was a shadow, then it's entirely possible the shadow belonged to someone else. Good thinking, sis. You just might be right. If it weren't for the fact that there was no one else with that same shape. Not among the staff or the audience members. My men have already done a thorough check of everyone, so I know I'm right. Someone else's shadow. That sounds like a plausible hypothesis. The suddenly appearing and disappearing shadow of the Atagarasu. I believe I figured out its true origin. I expected no less from my subordinate. Now let's hear what you know on the subject. Or really cast a shadow? How the fuck am I supposed to know? It's too fucking hot on this earth right now. Yeah, it's actually ridiculous, bro. Between the heat and then there's the humidity and all the freaking thunderstorms happening, it's just ridiculous on the East Coast. What really caused the shadow? Oh, don't tell me it was the two statues. Because see how there's lights there? And if it lets us go over there, right? There was a light here too. So do you think them together made that shape? Among with like the fountain, I guess. It's gotta be the statues, right?
Take that!
The suddenly appearing and disappearing shadow of the Amaterasu, is it not possible that it was created by this statue? Are you playing me for a fool, Miles Edgeworth? This statue bears absolutely no resemblance to the shadow of the Amaterasu. You are correct, however, this statue is but one part of the whole picture. What do you mean by only one part? It's because it's the other statue too, right? What is the other part to the real form of the Amaterasu shadow? I already know. It's this guy right here.
Take that!
It's another statue? The Amaterasu shadow was made from the shadows of these two statues. Made? What do you mean by that? Right now the spotlights are all over the place. This is because they were moved when the guests were in a panicked state. However, if we were to restore the lights to where they were when the thief appeared, you believe that the two shadows will create the Amaterasus. Precisely. Now then, watch as I reveal the true form of the Amaterasu. Throw it back! Aw, oh, this guy's crazy. What the hell? I can't believe he remembered. Alright, where's the... I don't even remember which one it is. Oh, it's this one, I think. Alright, Nocturne, here you go.
What's so funny about yelling out penis? You're sus as fuck.
W Twitch? Yeah, you're sick. That freaking shit out of here, bro. All the Babooty Naked is crazy. Hey man, we have to change the song because before that was the audio for it. It was the freaking oh man, I don't even know how to explain this. It was like a freaking robot SpongeBob Drake Mr. Krabs song that Matt showed me a while ago, but we don't mess with Drake, so we have to get it out of here. Even though that song is funny as hell. Now then, watch as I reveal the true form of the Amaterasu. First, if we set up a spotlight to cast a shadow of King Primeape in the battlefield. Wow, it really does look like it. That's so crazy. The shadow of the king statue would appear on the backdrop of the stage. Likewise, if we set up a light upon the queen who spoke of love to King Primeape, Her silhouette would also appear on the backdrop to the stage. Aha, so if we were to combine the two shadows, it looks nothing like Yatagarasu. Yeah, what the hell? Where's the... I can kind of see this part, but where's the rest of it? Miles Edgeworth, how do you explain this grotesque shape? Now that is crazy. Calm down, Francisca. The way the light needs to be shone on the Queen's statue is wrong. What do you mean by that? I believe the whole of the King's shadow needs to be used for this work. However, in the case of the Queen, I don't believe her whole shadow is needed. Rather, the person who created the shadow only used one part of her shadow. Oh, it's probably the hand, right? For like the wings or whatever. Yeah, literally it's her hand. Yes, and that one part alone is enough to fill in the rest of the Yatagarasu shadow. Why didn't you say that in the first place? You're right, I apologize. Now, what part of the brush is the hand? It's literally this. It's gotta be the hand.
Take that!
Think back to what is missing in our shadow. 5 long, thin areas, correct? Now, what does that remind you of? Ah, that's right. It can only be the shadow of the Queen's left hand. Francisca, can we please adjust the spotlight's position so that it only shines on the Queen's left hand? Alright, let's give it a try and see what we get. Oh my god! It's... Yeah, this is exactly like the shadow I saw. The culprit must have changed the spotlight's positioning beforehand, and then pulled the plug after people saw what the culprit wanted them to see. In their panic, the guests must have moved the spotlights around, which we can assume was also part of the culprit's plan. By the time the lights came back on, the Yatagarasu shadow had vanished. Which means that the shadow was a construct from the very beginning. So you see, the Yatagarasu never did visit Albaz tonight. The only country that the thief visited was Babel, although it can be assumed that the Yatagarasu had an accomplice in Albaz. An accomplice, but who? I haven't figured that out yet, but I assume it was the person who set up the shadow. I sense that the biggest clue yet to solving this case, is the existence of the accomplice. How's the investigation going? Oh, it's Detective Bad. Have you come to join us in investigating the Yatagarasu? I've left the murder in Agent Lang's charge, and my only target from the very beginning is the Yatagarasu, so yes. So, what have you found out? I got a piece of evidence. May I see it? Sure, but you might regret it. We're here because we're ready to face whatever may come. So if you could please... When people heard the commotion, bystanders started gathering. And one woman claimed, I'm telling ya, I'm a genuine international journalist. No, it's fake ass Ice Spice. I saw her earlier at the beginning of this whole thing, and I already knew she was gonna be a pain in the ass. Oh my god. I'm telling you, I'm a genuine international journalist. She gave me an interesting picture. A journalist? Well, actually, she's a freelance cameraman. This is the photo I got from her. She's about to say that's the Yatagarasu, bro. That's a freaking plastic bag, bro. What in the world? The Yatagarasu is flying through the air? The times, they are changing. It's not just a man, but evidence. Even they lie to us now. When was this photo taken? Apparently right after the fires on the 4th and 5th floors were put out. It was taken from a nearby building that you can see the embassy from. I see, so this was taken after the fire. Well, well, well. The blur in this picture took off from the Babalese embassy. flew over the boundary and headed for the embassy of Albas.
Objection!
This is simply not possible. People are incapable of flight. You know what's crazy? This is like the third time in a freaking Ace Attorney game where somebody was flying around. There was the magician guy, there was the freaking priest lady, and now it's this. I've had the pleasure of dealing with a case involving a flying person once. Actually, come to think of it, I've come across a case like that as well. 2, actually. Maybe it happens more often than we think. Am I up to the task of solving the mystery behind this photograph? Well, the Autogrosser took off from the Babylese embassy, so I should start from there. Francisca, I need to return to the Babel investigation for a bit. Alright. I'll continue investigating on this side of the building. Alright, I'm counting on you. Welcome back, Mr. Edgeworth. Now, come on. Let's get back to our investigation. Yes, let's. To think after all that running around, we're right back where we started. Yeah, it is kind of nuts, huh? We've gone back and forth between 2 damn embassies. Oh, man. I'm trying to think, though, like, in what case? Like, how? Oh, my God, everything is good. It's about to be such a pain in the freaking ass, bro. This is about to be so annoying. It would appear that way. Hi, Mr. Edgeworth. Have you found Manny's killer yet? I'm terribly sorry, Ambassador Polino, but I have yet to find his killer. Then I guess his murder really was the work of the Autogrosser. Let's get one thing straight. It was the work of the fake Autogrosser. The real Autogrosser is a noble vigilante who's only out to steal the truth. Is that true, though? Is that really true? Can we actually trust that? Miss Faraday, please don't make such a sad face. If there's anything I can do for you, all you have to do is ask, alright? Mr. Polino, actually, there's one thing you can do. Will you allow us to take another look around? We didn't have enough time to conduct a thorough investigation earlier. But what would we even find this time around? Like, what could we see this time around that would be different from the last time around? Because I feel like we checked everything, bruh. I don't know. Oh sure, please feel free to investigate to your heart's content. Also, there are a few questions I'd like to ask you personally, Ambassador. If it'll bring a smile back to Miss Faraday's face, and I'll gladly answer anything. Thank you, Mr. Polino. You're a total gentleman. Ha ha ha! Hey, Sir Polino. Those two sure get along. Those two sure got chummy awfully quick. You know, it's easy to say we're going to investigate, but where should we begin? We should probably start by comparing the state of this room before and after the fire. And then we should look into the matter of the suspicious person you spotted. Yeah, when I came into this room, the person was already gone. But I'm willing to bet that the person I was chasing is Mr. Coach's killer. We don't know that yet, however, it is hard to believe that the person is unrelated. Furthermore, because the key the Yatagarasu stole 70 years ago was found here, it signals that perhaps Miss Yu was also somehow involved. I knew it, that woman is almost definitely Mr. Coach's killer. Yet again, we don't know that. There are too many mysteries to be solved here. Speaking of the Yatagarasu and mysteries, I received a most mysterious photo from Detective Bad. Uncle Bad, he's taking part in the investigation too? Yes, he's been chasing after the Yatagarasu for many years. Uncle Bad? Now then, I was told this photo was taken just after the fire. Well, what? This kind of looks like the person in the long coat I was chasing. Does this mean that I was chasing the fake Yatagarasu? I don't know the answer to your question, but I don't think people can fly either. But this could be how that person escaped. Well, we'll need to investigate a bit more before we can say anything. Bruh, how are they thinking that that's a freaking person, bruh? Why are they so convinced that's a person? Because that's clearly 100% without a doubt, that's like a garbage bag or some burning paper, some soot, something. I don't know why they're so like obsessed, or not obsessed, but I don't know why they're thinking it's an actual person. That's so confusing to me. Like, what makes you look at that and see, ah, yes, surely this is a person? I don't know. But maybe it's me. Maybe I'm just maybe I'm just taking it too lightly, the whole situation, and it actually is a person. But I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a little too sus, little too suspicious, if you ask me. In any case, let's not dawdle anymore and pick up our investigation where we left off. Bro, I feel like, okay, I guess we're gonna just reinvestigate everything then. God dang. Now then, Ambassador, I'd like to ask you about your movements before the fire broke out. Before the fire? Which fire are you talking about? What does he mean, which fire? Wasn't there only one fire? What is this sneaky guy? What is he trying to say? What is he trying to tell us right now? Because he's acting, he's acting like, there was more than one fire, which is incredibly sus. And not the case at all. Just gonna be locking in like Polino? Nah, I don't know. That guy's a little too sussy for me, honestly. Which one? There was more than one tonight? Huh? Oh, I see. I guess you didn't hear about it. We had 2 fires here at the Babylonis Embassy tonight. What a bother about what? Why are we just learning there's 2? Wait, but the only fire we know about is the one after the Jammin' Ninja show. Oh, well, the first occurred at the start of the Jammin' Ninja show. Luckily, only the 4th and 5th floors of the embassy caught on fire. Not wanting to cause panic among the theater goers, we decided to keep it internal. Then the fire after the Jammin' Ninja show was the second one of the night, exactly. So the fire that I witnessed was the second one. Come to think of it, didn't Detective Bad make reference to the first fire? When was this photo taken? Apparently right after the fires on the 4th and 5th floor were put out. He did say that. Whoa. What the heck? This is actually crazy. So, oh my god, bro. I feel like that's information you should have told. That's information that idiot should have told us to begin with. Nah, I'm actually getting pissed off. I'm actually getting pissed off. Because why would you withhold information like that from us? What the hell is this guy's problem? That's so dumb. That's so stupid. I suppose this means that the photo was taken just after the first fire was put out. So then what was the extent of the damage in the second fire? The second fire was contained to this floor, the third floor. I think it was leftover embers from the fire on the floors above that caused it. That's how I should put this, a very bad stroke of luck. That's how I should put this, a very bad stroke of luck. My office on the 5th floor, Manny's office here, and Manny himself, all gone in the blink of an eye. I feel so sorry for you, Mr. Polino. Oops, look at me going on and on. Now then, what was it you want to ask again? We were discussing what your actions and whereabouts were for today were. And if you happen to know what Mr. Coach's actions and whereabouts were as well. Yes, very well. Let's see. I've been quite busy all day from morning until now. First I woke up and then I brushed my teeth. After that I had a roll for breakfast. Fascinating. How about if you just skip to the relevant parts for me? Oh, you'd like a condensed version? Alright, I can do that for you. So what did Mr. Kochin and you do this morning? Well, originally we were supposed to meet and shake hands with the Jammin Ninja. But Manny and I wanted to turn it into a photo op, so we were here tidying up his office. You helped clean Mr. Coach's office. Why were you not cleaning your own? Oh, I think I forgot to mention this, but my office is currently undergoing renovations. Okay. Which is why both the Primeabu statue and the Babyliss knife set are down here. I see. Oh, but the tidying didn't take much, really. We just burned some files we no longer needed, and expired coupons in the fireplace. I bet cleaning up the fireplace must have been a real pain, though, huh? About that, I kind of forgot to clean the ashes out. Ha ha ha. I guess I'm up a creek without Manny here to get angry at me.
Hold it!
An ambassador like yourself has been on the receiving end of a secretary's anger. Oh, he was very good at being very mad. Why, even just this morning he got mad at me. I spilled some Babyliss ink onto the back wall when I was burning the files, you see. And when he got mad at me, saying that I should treat the ink with more respect. Talk about the boss getting bossed around. That's about it for what we did this morning. Don't tell me you had no other work to do, being an ambassador and all. Now then, if you could tell me what you and Mr. Kochin did this afternoon. Well, Manny and I went down together to the Theatrum Neutralis. We had to be there for the start of the Steel Samurai stage show. After the show started, I went back to my office on the 5th floor. So they were together until the start of the Steel Samurai show. A little while later, after I had straightened myself up a bit, I returned to the theater, because I was to take part in the photo op on stage and at the end of the show. There was a commemorative photo op at the end. It was a fantastic photo of the three of us, Ambassador Alba, the Steel Samurai, and myself. After the photo shoot, I went back to my office on the 5th floor to prepare for my handshake photo op with the Jammin Ninja. He seems to be rather overworked for an ambassador. When I got to my office, that's when the first fire broke out and I escaped downstairs. My office was completely destroyed, but thankfully no one was hurt. I admit I ran away from the first fire as fast as my legs could carry me, but during the second one I pitched in and helped the embassy staff to put it out. So you didn't see Mr. Kochin again after the start of the Steel Samurai show? Yes, that's right. The next time I saw him, he was lying there in an eternal sleep. I see. Ambassador Polino, I thank you very much for your help. I'm sorry I couldn't be of more assistance, Mr. Edgeworth. If there's anything else, please don't hesitate to ask, alright? Get this guy out of my face, bro. So they were doing stuff at their desk. I guess we should check out the desk then. No way I can't walk around this stupid ass freaking body line, bro. Oh my goodness. It appears that this area was heavily damaged by the fire. Yeah, I guess we should hurry up and get started examining everything. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious nook and cranny. There's a bottle of Babyliss ink on Mr. Coach's desk, and it looks like there's still a lot of ink left inside. The seal is unbroken, so the fire probably couldn't get into the bottle to burn up the ink. Hey, Mr. Polino, looks like your precious Babyliss ink is alright after all. What? That's odd. Why is it odd? Ambassador, what do you mean by that? Well, it's just that there's something strange about the ink. Would you mind elaborating on that statement for me, please? Yeah, what the hell are you talking about? I wonder if you might tell me what you noticed about Mr. Coach's bottle of ink. I just saw it, I just thought of it right now, but during the second fire, Manny was worried about his office, so he came rushing back to it. I called out to him, and when I received no reply, I used my spare key to open the door. When I did, I was greeted by roaring green flames. The flames were so bright that I wasn't able to see into the room at all. The fire was green? What was the cause? It's the ink. Because that's why the lantern burns green, because the same mineral is used for the ink. Well, wick crystal oil burns green when it's lit, as you can see by this lantern. And Babyliss ink is made from the same oil, which means it would also burn green. You know, I thought it was Manny's ink that had caught on fire. So that's why I was surprised to find out that there was still a bottle of ink left on his desk. The case of the perplexing green flames. Talk about a mystery. What exactly was caught on fire in here? It would appear that this desk also fell victim to the fire, but it doesn't look too damaged. Oh, I think we can rifle through this drawer a bit. I suppose we really should take a look. What the heck is this? This is a rather unusual... Oh, is that not the notepad that the freaking Master Mask had? Or this is where the note came from, this notepad. This is a rather unusual shape for a notepad. I suppose this must be another souvenir from somewhere. Yes, sir. There we go.
Eureka!
The shape of this notepad matches the shape of this note we found. Hey, you're right. What is it? It looks like something straight out of Monument Valley. Ah, yes, that notepad is a souvenir from somewhere in your country. We've been collecting them for the purpose of studying them, you see. Yes, I do. You do seem to be quite passionate about it. Oh, would you like to see my souvenir collection? I'd love to show it to you. Are you sure they haven't been burned or crisped by the fires? Ambassador Polino, I wonder if you might recognize the handwriting on this note. This looks like Manny's handwriting. I see. In that case... Oh, did you figure something out? This note was found in Albast. Specifically, it was found being firmly grasped by the murdered Damask 2. Damask 2? Then this note... Yes, it was a request from Mr. Cochin for Damask 2 to steal the Primeape statue. What? Manny tried to steal Albast's Primeape statue? We would know for sure if we could run a handwriting analysis. Ambassador, do you have any documents that were handwritten by Mr. Cochin? Yes, I can gather a few and give them to you. I'll have to ask Detective Gumshoe later to run the analysis. I can't believe that Manny would even think of doing something like this. Do you have any idea as to why he would have requested the theft of the statue? There is one possibility, but mind you, it's just my personal speculation. Anything you can tell me would be of great help, Ambassador. I believe that you said you might have an idea as to why Mr. Cochin hired Damask 2. Actually, I fear it may be my fault. Isn't it because he got orders to steal the statue when, like, so the, you know, whole unification thing would happen? As I was telling you earlier, we were to determine which statue was the real one as part of today's event. But because of the Yatagarasu and the fire here, that got cancelled, didn't it? Ha ha ha! I'm actually relieved the rest of the event has been cancelled. For you see, Babel's statue, well, it's just a replica. And did Mr. Kocha know about Babel's Primeape statue? Of course he knew. That's why he was the only person I could consult with. We'd have to do something once our statue was revealed as a replica. As to be expected, I was very nervous today, as this would impact our country's authority. Yes, I understand. Well, when I told Manny my concern, he said, let me handle it. It'll be alright. I'll find a way to make sure you're the ambassador of the reunited Kotopia. At the time, I thought he was just trying to cheer me up. But when I saw that note, I realized he was serious.
Hold it!
Mr. Kochin conducted a lot of business behind your back. I assume he did it all to ensure that you are the next Kotopian ambassador. But why was he trying so hard, I wonder? He was so much better at getting things done than I ever was or will be. I don't have an answer to that answer yet as to why he was trying so hard. But I suspect he had an ulterior motive in mind beyond just simple kindness. Oh, here you are, Mr. Edgeworth. Detective Gumshoe, have you collected the information I requested? Yep, got it all right here, sir. Here you go, Kay. Feel free to take a look. It's for you, after all. What is all this, Gummy? It's all the information on this room that I got from the embassy and Interpol people. Now we know exactly how this room was before and after the fire. Good work, Detective. It was nothing, sir. I'm an expert at getting people to talk. Wow, you two remind me so much of my father and Uncle Bad. What do you mean? As prosecutor detective, your dynamic is just like theirs back in the day. Well, don't you worry, I'm gonna find my own wonderful partner someday. And when I do, I'm gonna become a good Yatagarasu, just like my father, right?
Hold it!
Please don't ask me questions to which I have no answers to, Kay. However, I can say that it's a truly wonderful thing to find a partner you can trust. Haha, you bet. So what now, Mr. Edgeworth? Well, I'd like to ask you for a favor. Yes? That gadget, Mr. Thief, is it? That thing you call your secret weapon. Oh, you mean Little Thief? Heck, you're coming to rely on it, aren't you?
Hold it!
I don't need a crush like that. I'm only asking because I need it for the investigation. From the information Detective Gumshoe gathered and the ambassador's testimony, I'd like you to please recreate this room as it was during the third floor fire. You got it. Alright, here we go. Alright, freaking just do the thing, bro. It seems there are other things besides that what the ambassador mentioned that have changed. It's possible that we might find the escape route the person Kay saw use as well. Oh, what is this? Is this some sort of light show I was not told about? This is the power of a true vigilante, is recreating the room with the info I inputted. Really? That is certainly one interesting device you have there, Miss Faraday. Ahem, I believe it's about time we return to our investigation. Okay, first of all, freaking... It's the charter remains at the falling ceiling fan. Oh, I've seen a few of these before. They spin around and around and play music. I believe you're thinking of a musical mobile for babies. Hold on, somebody's calling me. Give me 1 second. What the hell was I looking at? What was I doing? I believe you're thinking of a musical mobile for babies. Yes, that's it. But if they're not, but they're nothing alike. They're totally alike. They spin those babies right round like a record. I see. I guess you could say how... I guess I can see how you might think that. This grandfather clock, it was apparently in a different position before the fire. According to the staff members, the clock was flush against the wall before the fire, sir. Which means that most likely it was moved by someone during the fire. Speaking of which, it's totally 11 o'clock now, but I don't hear any chiming. Huh? That's odd. It was still chiming right on the dot of every hour this morning. Maybe the fire damaged its internal mechanisms or something. Ambassador Polino, maybe look inside that clock. Sure, go right on ahead. Detective Gumshoe, if you could please, inspect the insides of the clock. Yes, sir, I'm on it. Mr. Edgeworth, I found this inside, sir. It looks like a length of wire, so is this what caused the clock to stop chiming? But what was a long length of wire doing inside this clock in the first place? Huh. Why would someone do this? It's such a valuable clock. It sounds like it wasn't Mr. Polino that put the wire in there. Then perhaps it was Mr. Cochin's killer who did. It looks like one of the Babalese knives was already missing before the fire began, so it would seem, especially since the other two knives' handles were burned away. The remaining handle was swapped out with the handle from the real murder weapon, and Babel's national treasure was stolen. Poor Babel, don't you think? I'm not sure I would lump the replica statue in with the rest of Babel's woes. These must have been the large green flames Ambassador Polino saw. With flames like these, it's no wonder he couldn't get in. Okay, by the time you came into the room, had the fire already been put out? Yeah, the fire had died out or something by that time. Now this fire in here only burned for the time that the fire started on the third floor. Until the Yatagarasu appeared and caused a stir in Babel, I suppose. I guess Mr. Polino was just lucky enough to run into this fire as it was burning, huh? Yes, you could put it that way, and since you were the first to discover the body, we can assume that no one else entered the room until that time. None other than the person you were chasing, of course. I knew it. That person I saw was definitely up to no good. I mean, that person could even be Mr. Cochin's killer. That's very likely to be the case. After all, that person came into this room before, and must have chosen this room precisely because they knew no one would be in here. Okay, then maybe the green fire was where it was to prevent anybody from coming in. But then what did the person set on fire to make the green flames? Well, whatever it is that person burned, it made a rather sizable fire. And since the fire is green, well, we've seen something that burns green, right? It's a bit tinier than these flames, but you get what I mean. Yes, and I do believe that what you're thinking is exactly what these flames are green. Oh, I guess the lantern, huh?
Take that!
The silhouette lantern. Its green flames come from the wick crystal oil it's burning. Yeah, that's the fire I was thinking of too. I love the green it gives off. I think we've now established that the green flames were caused by wick crystal oil. Furthermore, we know that there's only one other thing made from wick crystal oil. Oh, you mean that thing Mr. Polino was mistaken about, right? Yes, precisely, as we found out earlier in our investigation. What? I don't get it. Can you fill me in, sir? Fine, I suppose. I'll explain it in a way that even you can understand. This is the thing made from wick crystal oil that Ambassador Polino was mistaken about. It's the ink.
Take that!
Babalese ink is made from wick crystal oil. Oh, so it should burn the same color as the flames in the lantern, right? Yes, precisely. However, the green flames in this room were not from a bottle of Babalese ink, because we found the ink Mr. Cochin used on his desk, right? However, We know that Mr. Kochin was smuggling the ink in massive quantities. Now, what do you suppose he made using all that ink? I believe what he made with that ink is the answer to what gave birth to the green flames. Oh yeah, I'm beginning to really feel the energy coming from you, Mr. Edgeworth. It would appear that I finally found it, the smuggling ring's real goal. Made of Babyloon's ink, this is the source of the green. Oh, the counterfeit money. That does. So they just burned all the dang money? That's crazy.
Take that!
What would consume that great of a volume of ink to make? That would be the counterfeit bills that the smuggling ring made and are circulating in Zhangfa. You're kidding. You're saying that it was all Mr. Kochin who made the counterfeit bills? I am. I believe you could even go as far as to say that he stole Babel's printing press. Ambassador, Mr. Kochin had permission to freely use the printing press, correct? Hold up. There we go. Why, yes, and I do remember seeing him use it in the middle of the night, but never did I think he was using it for such a foul deed. Ambassador, because of your secretary's crimes, you will need to be investigated as well. Yes, I suppose so. We've caused a bit of trouble for a few countries, haven't we? It's my duty to search out all who shielded Mr. Kochin and concealed his crime. For they're the ones who started the fire in order to destroy the evidence. Okay. So Babel is really into pushing their tourism industry, huh? Yes, it would appear that way. You know, I'd really love to take a trip. Hey, why don't we take one after this case? Do you already have a destination in mind? Well, I'd like to go someplace where I can continue my thief training. Well, if you want to learn the fine arts of stealth, perhaps you should visit the studio where they make the Jammin' Ninja TV show. Hey, that's an actually really great idea, Mr. Edgeworth. I can't believe she took me so seriously. Detective, you took part in the initial Babel investigation, right? Yep, sure did. I also helped put out both fires, sir. But the first fire took me by surprise. I had a tough time escaping the 5th floor. First I tried the elevator, but I guess someone else had the same idea because it was in use. If I hadn't remembered to use the stairs at that point, I'd have been burnt to a crisp. Hold it. Wait, that's odd. We always warn our staff that in the case of a fire, it's dangerous to use the elevator. Oh. Maybe someone wrote it in a fit of panic. Detective, did you see the Yatagarasu that came into the Babyloon's embassy at all? I didn't personally. And the other staff members told me they never got a good look at the person either, sir. I wonder if you could tell me a bit more about what you discovered, Detective. The second fire broke out around the time the Yatagarasu was spotted in Albast. That's also when a suspicious person was spotted in Babel, which caused some panic.
Hold it!
So no one is able to get a good look at this Yatagarasu that entered Babel. Yeah, all they saw was a mysterious person wearing a long coat. But that's not enough to make a positive ID, you know? Still, it was enough to make the people who received the calling card panic even more. Dang. A person in a long coat sounds like the exact same person I saw. The Yatagarasu that appeared in Albast was proven to be just a fabrication, a shadow. In light of that fact, the Yatagarasu that appeared in Babel is also suspect. You can't be serious. Not when we're this close to capturing the fake. I mean, Callisto you. So the Yatagarasu appeared caused mass confusion. killed Mr. Kocha and then disappeared. By the way, Detective, why did you not chase after the Yatagarasu? That is a good point. If he did see it, why did he just freaking stay still? I did, but well, this embassy is huge, sir. I got separated from the other staff members I was with and was lost for a while there. You didn't even memorize the layout of the building? You were the guard detective? Eek, I'll be sure to do that from now on, sir. But you know, it was thanks to me that being lost that I was able to come to Kay's rescue. Oh, was that a fact? Yeah, it was when I was lost and wandering around in the 3rd floor hallway, sir. What does he mean by that? When I heard a scream, I headed towards it right away. Oh, that's probably from when I found Mr. Kocha's body. Yeah, I thought it sounded like her, so I got real worried and ran as fast as I could. And it was thanks to Gummy that Miss Sheena wasn't able to take me away. Okay, you know what? W-mans. He covered for me until you got here, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, I see. So he can be useful once in a blue moon. Still, it's too bad that Agent Sheena got here before I did. I wonder where Agent Sheena was before you found her. Well, just before I got to this room, I saw her coming out of the room next door. Agent Sheena mentioned something about chasing the Yatagarasu herself earlier. Nah, if she came out of the room next door, we know that the fireplaces are connected. So Agent Sheena looking a little sus, bro. I'm just saying. Cause let's assume, let's take a big leap of logic here. Say that Sheena Yatagarasu, she runs in, Kay sees her, but the room was dark, as Kay said. Sheena goes through the fireplace into the next room, opens the door, and then comes around and sees Kay, and she's like, "Oh my God, Kay, you're the murderer!" And then Gumshoe runs and it's like, "Oh, leave her alone." That could be kind of crazy, huh? But we'd have to check the fireplace first, because there's no way for me to know if the fireplace here is also one of them ones that you can go through at the same time, like that spin around like in the other embassy room. But if it is, then Sheena got some explaining to do. She got a lot of explaining to do, actually. Well, she apparently helped in putting out the fire, the first fire. Then during the second fire, I heard she was busy chasing the Yatagarasu. She seems to be a very dedicated agent. You would do well to learn from her. Why are you pointing at me when you say that, sir? Yeah, that's pretty messed up. Especially if she's the freaking evil lady. If she's the bad guy here, then it's very concerning. We've examined everything in this office, but there's one thing that bothers me. Perhaps I should ask Ambassador Polino about it. Ambassador Polino, there's something I'd like to ask. Okay. What do you want to ask, buddy boy? Yes. About this office, it appears to me, it appears to be very similar to Ambassador Alba's office. For example, the whole grandfather clock thing. Ah, that's right. You've also paid a visit to the Albastian side of the embassy. Our two embassies actually used to be one. Yeah, but why would the freaking like whole things be on the different sides? Shouldn't it be like one big office in the middle or something? I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I know, even the pamphlet mentioned that. Which is why the building is bilaterally symmetrical. Okay. So no matter which room, the location of the fireplace and the like are exactly the same. Even where the art is located is the same, as my room is currently under renovation. We work hard to make Manny's room look like the ambassador's office. You mean for your handshake photo with the photo op with the Gem and Ninja? Yes, that's right. I mean, what's a photo like that worth if it's not taken in the ambassador's office, right? Yet another odd expression of Babel's obsessively competitive spirit with Albas, I take it. Thank you, Ambassador. That piece of information is all I needed to connect the dots. Connect? What dots? Well, anyway, I'm glad I was able to be of some help. Okay, we gotta check the freaking fireplace, right? Ain't no way we're not checking the goddamn fireplace, kid. This is just insane, bruh. Will he even let us do it though? Because Babel's offices have them too. There's a fireplace in a relatively the same location that Albastian office. However, we found something there that I'd rather not recall ever again. I still can't believe that we found that undershirt in the fireplace. If it was that traumatizing, why don't you try creating new memories with this fireplace? You can climb inside it, we can play hide and seek. And come out covered in soot? I think not. Alright, you really have no sense of fun, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, okay, maybe we have to... Yeah, we probably have to do some logic stuff first, huh? Boom, boom, boom. The Albastian and Babelese sides of the building are symmetrical to each other. As we know that to be a fact, then this room's fireplace may also have a secret passageway. A secret passageway? In Albas, the fireplace turned out to have a revolving back wall. A revolving wall? It sounds something like something out of a ninja house. Wow, there was a trick like that built into the fireplace, sir? What? This embassy holds that kind of secret? There seems to be a lot of this room that you don't know about, Ambassador. I guess it's time to pay the bill for letting Manny do so much work for me. Please, I really want to know about the real Manny and what you know about this room. What are you waiting for, Mr. Edgeworth? Let's get to the bottom of this. Agreed, and my first thought is that it's likely the killer used the revolving fireplace. It looks just like another fireplace, though, doesn't it? So how do you turn it again? In Albas, I had to push where the X was on the far wall of the fireplace. Oh, I see an X back there, sir. Let's see what happens when I push it.
Hold it!
Ah, you scared me, sir. There's something about this fireplace that lies in contradiction to the facts. But we found an X where you thought there'd be one, right? We did, but that's not what I was referring to. Something is missing from the scene. What is a contradiction? What the hell? What is there? What's the contradiction? All I see in this fireplace is starter wood, huh? That's odd. It doesn't match up with... Oh, didn't they say they were burning shit? So this should be like ashes, right? And he said he didn't clean it out either. Okay, I understand now. I understand. I understand now. It's conflicting with this.
Eureka!
Eureka! Mamma mia! Ambassador Polino, you said that you burned some old files in this fireplace today, correct? Yes, I burned quite a few files this morning, actually. And after you did you forget to clean out the, after you did, you forgot to clean the, out the ashes from the fireplace, correct? That's right, but why are you asking? And what are you making such a scary face for? I'm sorry, I admit I am a bit intimidating when I'm serious. In any case, take a good look at this fireplace and tell me what you find odd about it. Let's see, huh? Where did all the ashes go? What is the meaning of this, Mr. Edgeworth? You don't really think that Ambassador Polino is lying, do you? No, there's no reason for him to lie, and I don't believe his testimony is wrong either. It is the fireplace that is causing the contradiction. Okay, I wonder if you might update the fireplace data for me. You got it. You got it, dude. Sounds like we've pretty much figured everything out now, huh? Well, it was nothing. All I did was follow where our leads led us. Oh, I sense it coming on. You're about to dazzle us again, right? Oh, you mean that? Well, it is Mr. Edgeworth it is what Mr. Edgeworth is known for, you know? There's really no need for you to dance around the name of what I'm about to do. We probably gotta connect this with this, right? The reason as to why the ashes are missing is simple. It's not because someone cleaned them up, right? No, because even if someone did sweep them up, the fireplace is too clean for that. Ambassador Polino said that he spilled some Babyliss ink while he was burning the files. And yet there is not a trace of the spilled ink on the back wall anywhere. Well then, I don't know what happened. Well, I'll tell you what happened. The two sides were switched. By using the revolving fireplace wall, the ashes were moved into the neighboring room, which means that this is a clear indication that the fireplace was used. Then you mean the person I was chasing disappeared from this room through there? Yes, I believe the person you were in pursuit of is Mr. Cochin's killer, and after committing the murder, escaped through the fireplace. Wow, Mr. Edgeworth, you figured out the killer's escape route. I have, but this is only the beginning. Now we have to chase the killer down. I mean, it's gotta be... It's bro, I'm telling you, bro, I called it. She ran in here, ran through the fireplace, ran around, caught Kay, and did all that, bro. This is insane. If the killer used the fireplace in this room to escape into the next, then it's only logical for us to talk with the person who was in the neighboring room. Well, the person that was in the next room was... Oh, it was that person, sir. Yes, Detective Agent Sheena. Damn. It's looking more and more like Miss Sheena is the killer, isn't it? Let's not jump to conclusions yet. We need to go through what we know so far. She came running straight into this room from the next one and instantly accused you. Furthermore, she claimed that it could only have been you that killed Mr. Cochin. I don't have any proof yet, however, I know she's hiding something from us. Okay then, why don't we go ask Miss Sheena herself?
Hold it!
No, not yet. There's something that needs to be done first, Detective Gumshoe. Sir, it is my turn to do something, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, I have a two-part special assignment for you. First, I need you to run a handwriting analysis on Damask 2's notes. Okay, I'll get the lab boys on that right away. Second, I want you to see if you can fit through the revolving fireplace wall. Right now, sir? No, next decade, of course now. We need to test our hypothesis first, don't we? Go on, Gummy, you can do it. Alright, I'm gonna do this like a real man. Here I go, through the fireplace and back. You shouldn't need to psych yourself up that much for such a simple task, Detective. Wow, that wall inside the fireplace really did turn. And yeah, we can see the ashes and the burnt stuff. And the freaking ink, too. That's so neat. Now I want to try going through there, too. There really is a secret passage through there. I had no idea. It would appear that the ash really was pushed into the other room. Furthermore, the Babyliss ink you spilled, Ambassador, is on the back wall. Okay, here I go, sir.
Hold it!
Detective, I'd like you to go through there under the same condition as the killer. Huh? But there's all that ash and stuff. And your point is? Now we're short on time, so if you can please hurry on through. Yes, sir. Okay, so now we pretty much have the whole picture, right? No, not yet. There remains a few more mysteries to solve. Such as the Autogrosso's whereabouts, the other smuggling ring members, the 2 weapons that made it across the border, the key Miss Yu stole 7 years ago. In fact, we haven't figured anything, we haven't figured out a thing regarding how Miss Yu is related to these embassies. Mr. Edgeworth, a number of pieces connect in a very complicated way in this case. It's almost enough to make one completely mentally exhausted. What are you saying, Mr. Edgeworth? I thought you were the one who said that it's easy if you follow the leads. Was that supposed to be an impression of me, Kay? If it's info gathering you need, Gummy and I can help with that. Then all you have to do is show off your fancy-smancy logical deductions. Show off? Does this seem like I'm being boastful when I do that? Let's not overcomplicate matters, okay, Mr. Edgeworth? We've been so focused like a laser on only what seems strange and out of place. It's no wonder nothing's clicked and we haven't unlocked anything yet. But if we think things through calmly, the answer should come to us. Okay? That's the sort of thing I say to myself when I'm practicing how to unlock padlocks, you know? That is something that I hope practice doesn't make perfect for your sake. Ha ha ha. Yay, looks like you're back to your straight-laced self again. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm back, sir. Yes, I can see that. Good work, detective. Cough, cough, cough. Looks like you can use that fireplace like a door, sir. Are you alright, Gummy? I'm okay, it's just a bit of ash and dust, that's all. Your jacket has gotten quite filthy. I see the hem has practically turned black. Yeah, well, quite a bit of the unburned ink got on it, sir. I see. Thank you, detective. You did a fine job. I'll even pay the cleaning bill for the trench coat. What? Oh no, sir, I can never. This is just my old coat, sir. If it was a coat I actually cared about, then I'd get it cleaned, but you know. I see. Very well then, as you wish. So because Gummy was able to climb through the fireplace, we know it can be used, right? Yes, but that's not all we learned. We actually learned one other important fact. And that is... I'll have to explain to you later. Right now, we need to deal with the handwriting analysis, Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir, I'll be back before you know it. The handwriting analysis on Mr. Coach's handwriting will take a bit of time. Let us go and wait in the Theatrum Neutralis along with Agent Lang and Agent Sheena. Damn. Yeah, I knew we were not finishing this today. I knew we were not finishing this today, bruh. We're 3.5 hours in. I'm tapping out. I guess we'll finish it next week, Wednesday. Wah, wah, wah. Wah, wah, wah. Unfortunate. But this is kind of crazy. And you know what's even crazier? Remember when I said, oh, I feel like Agent Sheena looked like Callisto Yu and I thought they were sisters? Who would have thought? What if Agent Sheena is Callisto Yu and it's the same person? That'd be crazy as hell. That'd be wild as hell. If it's the same person, that'd be kind of crazy. But I guess we'll figure all that out next week. Or maybe this Friday. Who knows? Because if we can finish this game this week, that would be nice. But at the same time, I do want to play more... I was about to say Kingdom Hearts. I do want to play more Yakuza 7, but we'll figure it out. W stream. Who is live that I can raid? We'll raid somebody. We'll get out of here. Twitch. And if not, we'll just end the stream and wrap it up. Sesu is live. Perfect. We'll raid Sesu. We'll get the heck out of here. our good friend Sesu, our goat Sesu, playing more Sea of Stars. If you don't know who Sesu is, I think I rated them last week, or not even last week, this Monday. They are a fellow member of 100 Girlfriends. If you want to know more about that, that is the streamer group I'm a part of, and you can click on that to learn more about us. Yeah, like I said, we're rating Sesu. Raid message is Happy Wednesday. If you got emotes, be sure to use emotes. We got hella cool emotes made by the lovely and talented Miss Tally Laguna. Where are the emotes? Where are my emotes? Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom. Bro, I freaking duped one of them, but whatever. Yeah, I'll catch y'all on Friday. Either I'll finish up this game Friday or we'll play more Yakuza 7. I don't know. I'll figure it out when I figure it out. If you're new here, you're not subbed to the YouTube, go sub to the YouTube. I drop videos every Sunday, shorts every couple days, so if you're ever looking for more content, that's where you can find it. Yeah, that's it for me. We'll either finish up this game this week on Friday, or I'll see you on Friday for more Yakuza 7. On that note, stay safe, wash your hands, drink water, all that fun stuff. Use your head, use your best judgment, because the world is in some crazy times. I will see y'all on Friday. Until then, peace out. Goodbye. Say what's up to Sesu. If you could pop in and say hi, I'd very much appreciate it. Anyways, bye.